Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Chad Smith Podcast. My name is Chad Smith. Today is Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. I'm joined this morning once again by my loyal co-host all the way from Fresno, California. Please welcome Mr. Sonny Conway.
What's up, y'all? Good morning.
What's going on, man?
Oh, just waking up, getting some coffee in me.
Yeah, I drank a lot of caffeine last night at work, but I came home and decided to still make a cup of coffee. Gotta start the day out, or start the podcast out with some coffee. That's how this whole thing started. Get your day started with some coffee and some woo.
That's right. Gotta get your drink on, even if it's just coffee in the morning. Gotta have some of that sus drink ready.
Some sus drink. Yep. Something more than just water.
Good morning, Melissa.
You know, as we come up on the end of the week, going into the Christmas holiday, I have a couple announcements to get to.
All right.
First of all, I'd like to shout out Cassie from Oracles and Beyond for always sharing our content and our channels out. We really appreciate everything Cassie has done and continues to do for us. There's her link right there to her YouTube channel. I also like to remind everyone to please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel because it really helps us out and helps us grow in this community. Also, on Fridays, me and Sonny have a show over at the Paranormal Chop Shop. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, where we kind of talk about the same type of things, but it's a little bit more laid back, I would say. I don't know. This is pretty laid back too. This one's just an early morning show, and that one's a cool end of the week hangout at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. We have fun on there.
Yeah, man. We have a lot of fun over there. So yeah, that's those are the only two things I really wanted to get to first off. Did you check out that Chris Bledsoe interview?
Which one?
It's on Bledsoe Said So podcast.
Oh, no.
Where Ryan interviewed his dad. Oh, man.
No.
You're in for a treat, sir.
Oh, man. Y'all have to check it out.
Yeah, I've been sharing that one out for the last couple days. He just came out with... When did he come out with that? I think maybe it was just yesterday he dropped that one.
Huh.
But...
Yeah, I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice he put a new one out, or had his dad on there anyway. The new one.
Yeah, so far that channel's growing pretty quick. The Bledsoe Said So channel. Hey Brasso, is that enough to wake you up, buddy? Your own guitar? He says, please wake me up. Who do we have in here? Susan Place. Good morning, Susan. No name. I know who that is. That's Malou. Skip to Malou. Thanks for hanging out with us all the way from Australia, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Oracles, good to see you, Cassie. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you didn't miss your shout out. Terry Brown, good morning. Always good to see Terry Brown in the chat. Ann Palmer, I don't know if I said hi to you already, but good morning. Eddie Haskell, good to see you too, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Eddie.
Yeah, that'll wake him up, Melissa. That'll wake him up. A little bit of guitar. I can't wait to see what he's working on. He says he's working on an intro and an outro for us and for Paranormal Chop Shop, so we'll see. We'll see what comes up with.
It's going to be pretty badass.
Yeah, man.
It's good stuff.
Vera Ray in the chat. Good to see you. 70s today. Man, it's like 23 degrees here. Okay. 23 degrees on the 23rd.
70 yet. It's freezing here right now. I'm in California.
Yeah, Fresno, California, it's freezing, so I'd like to know where it's 70.
Might be 70 here later, you never know.
Who else is in here?
Oh, it's already 50.
Black Dragon. Oh, it's 50 there?
Mm-hmm.
I'd take 50 over what we got going on here.
Feels like 46, it says. I never got that. We'll just call it 46 then, hell.
Let's just call it 46, okay? Call a turd a turd.
Mm-hmm.
Black Dragon. Got our veteran in the house. Semper Fi Black Dragon. So, what else? We've got Ryan Tremblay on the show today. Let me see how he's doing. I don't know if he sent me a message or not. Maybe he did. He says he's on his way.
I think it just got one.
Oh, okay. Yep. He's on his way.
Yeah. Producer's yelling at him.
Our talent agent is back there just screaming at him.
Talent scouts.
Where you at? Now, sometimes we have a little issue with our time zone, and sometimes the message doesn't get relayed that I'm over here in Michigan.
Chad's not that good at telling time yet.
I'm sorry, guys. All right, so we've got somebody backstage, and I want to do a little intro before he comes on with us. Today we got Ryan Tremblay on the show. Ryan is he's been interested in cryptids for over 20 years. He's been active in the field research for 15 years. He's most interested in Dogman and Wendigo, but he's also interested in Bigfoot, Aquatic Cryptids, and many more. His YouTube channel is A Whisper to a Scream Cryptids podcast, where they showcase some of the most mysterious monsters, and they also host interviews with some well-known names in the community. So today, joining us for the first time on the podcast, please welcome Mr. Ryan Tremblay.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
How's it going, Ryan?
It's going good, man. Am I saying your last name right?
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
One of the few that actually does. Everybody says Tremblay or whatever, but you got it right.
Awesome. So it's Tremblay or Tremblay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tremblay, okay, cool. And I got your YouTube channel right, correct? Whisper to a Scream Cryptids? Okay.
Yep, you got it.
Very good, man.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good.
Yeah, good job, dude. You're batting 100.
So far. I think it's because I'm up all night long and maybe I'm already warmed up to talking and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, man. So cool. I did a little bit of checking out on your YouTube channel. It looks really cool, man. I didn't realize how many subscribers you had. You're blowing it up over there.
Thank you.
Much deserved.
Oh, I put a lot of hard work into that. So my friend Josh Turner really helped out. So
awesome, man. Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of work that goes into that channel.
Oh, yeah. Tireless effort.
Well, good job. So I guess we can just get started with I'm going to learn a little bit more about you, first of all, like your childhood. And like the question that came into my head when I was driving home is like, what kind of neighborhood do these people grow up in? Like, are you growing up in the woods or in a neighborhood?
Well, I grew up in a neighborhood, but I grew up in Massachusetts, so there was plenty of woods around.
Okay.
And we were all a family of fishermen and hunters, so going out in the woods was basically an everyday thing for me and my brothers.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up in a neighborhood, did you... trying to think. Because I grew up in a trailer park, so I was kind of in a neighborhood. Okay. But we had the woods. We had like an area in the middle of the trailer park that was wooded, and then we had some a trail system that went through there.
Okay.
And I guess my interest started with UFOs first, and then then it kind of went to Bigfoot after that.
Right.
And I kind of related that to the proximity of the woods because you start with UFOs and aliens looking up, and then being so close to a wooded area like that, I always kind of wondered what else was out there besides, if aliens and stuff like that exists. What else is in the woods that we can't see? So that would make sense that you guys spent a lot of time hanging out in the woods.
I was always a monster geek growing up. I grew up on things like Godzilla, King Kong, Gamera. So I was always into the whole monster gig, but when I saw Half Human, that's when I really got pulled into the Bigfoot thing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Half Human is a movie?
Yeah, it's about a Yeti, an abominable snowman, actually. And this is a movie that came out just a short time after the original Godzilla.
Okay.
And, I saw that on TV and I was kind of thinking, what is the Yeti? And I read a book about Bigfoot, Yeti, and all these different variations, and it just sucked me right in.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. There's so many movies I haven't watched.
It's a great movie. You have to see that. It's one of the golden milestones for Toho.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out for sure. Half Human.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds interesting.
Oh, it's very good. You're gonna enjoy it. I guarantee it.
So let's see, Sonny, where did you start out? Did you start out with Bigfoot or did you start out with aliens and stuff? What interested you first?
Oh, that would have been Papa Willie's story to what he seen. It got me looking up, and then when I seen that thing over the house, whatever that triangle thing was, it didn't make any noise.
Oh yeah,
about it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what got me started. Was that because then I seen something, but.
Ooh, interesting.
I always looked for Bigfoot when I'm hunting. We're hunters too, fishermen.
Mm-hmm.
Never paid too much attention to that either until Donnie's video a couple of years ago.
Okay.
He took
Yeah.
a year ago. Yeah. I don't think Brian hasn't seen that. It's a real blurry video of something big and black crawling up a real steep cliff here where we hunt.
Whoa.
I've shown a picture of it, a screenshot of it to one of the rangers here that's familiar with that area like we are, and he knows the size of the cliff. So when he sees the picture and he zooms out, he says that is the shadow of a helicopter or a plane flying low over the cliff.
Okay.
He hasn't seen the video yet.
That's a weird
Of
explanation.
it climbing up the cliff. We can see it. Yeah,
I'd love to see this video or see the photos from it. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, this is like the third time that we've brought this up in conversation, and I keep thinking, man, I should have that downloaded on my computer so I can pull it up. And I keep forgetting.
I think it's on mine, but that don't do me no good here. Oh, it might.
But you're right though, like the size of it, just from the distance that you guys are at, it would have to be massive. I mean, because the distance that you guys are from the side of the mountain is so far away that it would just be a tiny speck if it was a human.
Yeah, he's zoomed all the way in. I think he's using an iPhone. He's zoomed all the way in max, but he's a good 2 miles.
Does it resemble a plane though at all? I mean, when you look at the
you can see it.
No,
you could see it at one point. I mean, the video is he's not a cameraman. The guy just my cousin seen it, and pulled his phone out and tried to figure it out on the spot. But there's a few spots where you could see this thing climbing. And then he has different videos and shots from it starting out at the bottom and going up to the top.
Whoa. Oh, I would love to see that. Oh my goodness.
Well, let me see if I can pull it up.
What's the guy's name that took it?
Let's see what happened.
Oh, the guy's name that took it. It's Papa Willie.
No, that's Donnie, his brother.
Oh, Donnie, his brother.
Video. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we can get that one, that would be awesome. We can get that pulled up. I've only seen that once, actually. That's the first time was on the Paranormal Chop Shop channel, actually. I think it's the first time I saw that one.
Interesting.
Oh, that's not it.
That's our UFO Garage commercial.
Yeah, I think all I have is a picture.
A picture will work.
I'll find it.
So Ryan, that movie was what kind of sparked your interest into all this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. After I watched that movie, I think I was about 7 years old when I watched it.
Okay.
And my oldest brother Sean actually took me to a library where I looked up what the Yeti was.
Oh,
whoa. Okay, this is
sweet, Sonny. Got it pulled up pretty quick.
You can see that black thing in the middle.
Yeah.
You can't see my cursor though, huh?
Nope, can't see your cursor. But
okay. You see the white V just above the black thing, about 100 yards above it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going up there. He's headed towards that. I'll play this and we'll see which clip this is, if we can see him moving.
What this is?
Yeah, you can see his hands.
Yeah, you can see the arms going a little bit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's one where he goes back right here. Watch it real close.
These two
Now you can really see him going.
Oh yeah. Oh come on, that is not a plane.
Yeah.
Holy
and we don't have bears here
and
that big in California.
and it's
If
huge.
you can get you a 400-pound black bear, that's really big for here.
Well, I mean, why would a bear be climbing it like that though?
I don't know. And you get what gets interesting if you look right here at the top of this video, you see the trees growing on that ridge.
Mm-hmm.
When whatever this is gets up there up top, you can do a size comparison between that and those trees, and it's pretty damn big, whatever it is.
Wow. That is some good footage right there. Whoa.
It's not bad for his first time trying to shoot something like that with a phone.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it. He got this, and there's a lot more. It's just this was one of the ones where you could actually see it moving.
Wow.
Brassel said that's the shadow of a chopper, 100%.
Yeah. Well, the guy, to be fair for that guy, he didn't get to see the video. He just seen those pictures. And I showed him different pictures of it going up the mountain, and that's what he thought it was.
It's black, but it's got white.
Because he knows the size of that mountain, so to him, that's the size of a plane or helicopter shadow.
That's so crazy, man. You can tell.
I would think if that's a helicopter or a plane, there would be changes in the shadow as it was moving along.
Yeah, well, he just only seen the picture. Like I said, the guy didn't get to see the video that said it was a shadow. He just seen the picture of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That was it, man.
Brassel's cracking me up. You can see the propellers, Chad.
It was swamp gas. It was swamp gas, Brazel.
Weather balloon.
Weather balloon. There you go.
Josh says, yeah, it's a silent chopper at that. Completely quiet.
Mm-hmm. It's the stealth ones.
I forgot I had the keys to Chad Smith podcast over here, Chad.
I did too. When you commented under my own profile, I'm like, did I just write that? Because I'm losing my damn mind if I just type that and hit enter. I do not remember it. It was 30 seconds ago.
I think when everyone sees hi y'all, they might know that was me.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me. I was like, what in the world? So Ryan, when you tell people in your life that aren't aware that you have this channel or these interests, and then they first find out about it, what kind of reactions do you get from family and friends?
I get a mixed reaction. Some people will think I'm crazy for believing in this, but most of my friends, believe it or not, are really into this stuff. So when I tell them about my channel, they're like, oh, is there anything new? Is there any more sightings? And it's just sparks a huge conversation between us. And my brothers actually are into this too. My brother Shane had a Bigfoot encounter in Connecticut. So I was actually interviewing him just a week ago.
Was that before or after you started your channel?
That was after.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he went hunting and he was actually chased out of the woods by something that was throwing rocks at him and hooping and hollering.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I've heard of that before.
Very interesting. I mean, he thought at first it was a bear because he could hear the growling.
Mm-hmm.
But when the rocks started flying at him, he knew that's not a bear. And this thing literally chased him out of the woods.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say what size the rocks were?
He said they were pretty big. If you had to liken them to anything, they were the size of a football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're pretty solid, pretty hefty rocks. And whatever it was just throwing them overhanded.
Yeah.
So he got out of there.
That's the message to get the hell out of there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you're hearing hoops and hollers and rocks are being thrown at you, just get out, go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just had Bigfoot Michigan Rob on last week.
Oh, I know him. He's a great guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
I definitely had to get him on here when I found out he's from Michigan. I'm like, oh, man. But yeah, he was telling us about getting rocks thrown at him, but they were a little bit smaller than a baseball. So it was kind of just like a warning, just,
hey, I don't like you, get out of here.
Yep, you're in the wrong area, please leave.
Mm-hmm. We don't like the hairless ones here.
Yeah, but the size of a football, man, that's like, I've already warned you once.
Yeah, you can hear it crashing through the woods. I mean, it's a shame he didn't have any cameras with him or anything like that to record, because he said the way the thing was crashing through, it sounded like a bulldozer to him. There was just trees breaking. You could hear the footsteps, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wouldn't last very long, man. I'd be out of there. Yeah,
well, when a hunter that's been hunting for over 30 years is afraid to draw his rifle at the sounds of this, then something's going on. He's hunted bear. He's gone up to Canada to hunt. So when he's afraid and he's in the woods and he's terrified like this, you got to go, okay, then you saw something.
Yeah, that's where I would be right back to the truck. Like,
yeah,
this guy's a 30-year veteran and he's scared, so.
Yeah, he got in his truck and he drove all the way home as fast as he could. He was just so terrified.
Holy
I've
crap.
never had that experience yet. I've never had anything run me out of the mountains. I carry too many guns. So
feel free to call me.
That would be scary. Yeah, that would.
If you ever have that, you better call me first though and tell me all about it. I'll put you on my show.
Yep. You got to go over there and do some research too.
Oh yeah, definitely yes. That would be amazing.
What part of the country are you in, Ryan?
I'm in Arizona right now,
Oh, okay.
southern Arizona.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
that's where I'm doing my Dogman research. This is where I had my Dogman encounter.
Oh, would you mind if we get into that?
Absolutely not. Let's go
That'd
ahead.
be okay. Sweet. Yeah, I'd like to hear about that. We got Dogman up here in Michigan, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's where it all started. That's where it all
Oh.
began, was the Beast of Bray Road, and Linda Godfrey actually made it very popular.
Beast of Bray Road.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll check that out. But yeah, so where did you said you were in Arizona when you had your encounter?
Yeah, I was in southern Arizona, actually in the town that I live right now. And I was actually house sitting for a friend. He and his wife had gone away for a week or so. And one night, as I was doing a nightly check-in, I heard something coming from the riverbed in the area of his backyard. And, at first I thought it was a vagrant or something, because in Arizona we get a lot of vagrants during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I called out, hey, trying to scare somebody off, and I was expecting somebody to say something back. But what I got instead, it was a very deep, when that happened, I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah.
So I was looking around to see if maybe it was an escaped dog or whatever, but then I heard a sound again, and it registered, it clicked. That's not a normal dog. That's too deep. That's too from the diaphragm to be a dog.
Yeah.
So I was looking around and trying to be brave. I'm trying to move forward and kind of keep my eyes peeled, and I glimpsed a shadow, and it was kind of hunched down. It looked like it was on its knuckles. And as it saw me, it stood up, and I could see the face. It looked more hyena than anything else. And this thing was staring right at me for maybe about 2 minutes before it charged at me about 3 feet. Now, I was so scared when this happened that I couldn't move. It's not that I didn't want to. It's that I could not. My brain's saying, run, get away. And my body's going, no, we're not doing that. This is a predator. We're not running. So this thing bluff charged and just stopped. As quickly as it started, it stopped, and it's just staring at me, making eye contact.
How far away is it from you at that point?
About 15 feet.
Oh.
And that's when the security lights came on. My friend had the security lights in the back, and as they came on, I could see the glow from this thing's eyes, the eye shine, the golden eye shine from it. And it's staring at me. I'm staring at it, and I'm trying to deviate my eyes away, because I know when you stare at a canine eye to eye, it's a challenge. So I'm just watching it, but I can see it tilting its head. Its ears are going up and going down. But this thing looks so much like a hyena that I am sitting there thinking to myself, why is there a 6.5 foot tall hyena in Arizona?
Yeah.
So eventually this thing just kind of backed up. You could see it starting to, turn back just a little bit. And as it's walking away, I could hear the twigs snapping. I could hear it grunting as it's going, and it just disappeared. So once it was gone, man, I just made a beeline to get my friend's house. I'm locking all the doors, all the windows, putting down the blinds. I'm trying to grab knives and whatnot. And I call my friend up, and I'm like, yo, bro, there's a freaking hyena in your yard. And he's like, what are you talking about? There's a hyena in my yard. I'm like, it's a two-legged hyena, dude. It stood up on 2 legs, and it had human arms. What the hell was this thing? And that's when I started getting pulled more into the Dogman thing. I started talking to more people, and they're saying, yeah, hey, I saw something similar. I saw something like that, but it looked like a wolf. Or I saw something that looked like more like a bear, but it stood up like that. And I'm going, well, wait a minute, what? So I got sucked into the Dogman rabbit hole, and that's when I started really delving more and more into the research. And so I went back to the area that was close to where I had this encounter, and that's where I found the prints. You can see my prints on Instagram.
Awesome, man. That is, when you said that was it the one that triggered the security lights, or was that you from moving?
I think that was it that did it, because it moved when it stood up. It moved up so quick that the lights registered and just click. Because I was too afraid, man. I could not move for the life of me. Even if I had a weapon or a camera, I wasn't going to draw anything because I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
That does add some credibility to the story when you say that, or not to the story necessarily, but just to the creature itself, that it triggered something that is like a physical, something that catches a physical object moving.
Right.
So, instead of it being just like a figment of your imagination or something that's like interdimensional, that's not really actually standing there. Mm-hmm. If it triggered like a motion sensor like that, then obviously something was standing there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing maybe it came up because it was looking for the smaller dogs that tend to roam in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people in that neighborhood were actually reporting their dogs missing just a few weeks ahead. So I'll call it that adds up. It lines up now that I think about it, because his neighbor had a small dog that went missing. And at first we thought mountain lion, coyotes, whatever, but there was never a body found for their dog. So I was thinking maybe this thing lives down in the riverbed and was just coming up and stealing people's pets as a food source.
Ooh.
You know, maybe that's what it was doing at my friend's house. It kind of just chose his house at the time because maybe it smelled his cats or his dogs that he had in the house. You know, maybe it was just a chance encounter.
Is that a common thing that you find, that it does feed off of neighborhood pets and small animals like that?
Yeah, because neighborhood pets are kind of easy prey because they're not trained to run or fight like the animals in the wild. So if you're a big animal like that, big predator, you have two choices. Do you want to take on like javelina that can fight back, or do you want to go into somebody's yard and take their poodle? You know, so I found it's more and more common as you look into more stories.
That's interesting.
It sounds messed up, and I know it kind of sheds them in an evil light, but, you know, they are predators, so.
Yeah. Melissa from the chat wanted to know if skinwalkers are dogmen.
You know, I think that depends on the case. The Yinatalushi, the skinwalkers, can take on the form of an animal to a degree, but I haven't really heard of them taking on anything like hyenas or, you know, even German shepherds. They have to wear the pelts of whatever they turn into. So say a skinwalker wants to turn into a wolf. He or she has to have that pelt, and that pelt has to have those magical properties. So I don't think all dogmen are skinwalkers, no.
Okay. Yeah, she says that she thinks that they might be shapeshifters.
I think some of them could be. I mean, if you look at the werewolf mythology, they're a lot like dogmen, so it's definitely possible. And now, is there a distinction or a way to tell the difference? I would think not, no.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you can get his ID and ask him, hey, what kind are you? You're not going to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy to think of the whole world of cryptids is... Like, when I first was getting into it, I just assumed each one was a different creature. But then the more you look into it, it's almost like it might be one or two things, just kind of depending on who it's showing itself to and what the message is that it wants to get across. It might just show itself in different forms.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, it's a very interesting world to get into. And I think there's a lot of misidentification in some parts. Like, I think Dogman isn't as commonly seen as people think. There is something called a gugwi. It's a type of Bigfoot that has a very baboon look to it. You know, so when you see the elongated snout and the canines, if you were to see that in the woods and you weren't really knowledgeable about this stuff at all, you know, if you didn't know your wildlife, you would think that a silhouette of a gugwi was a dogman. You know, or if you heard a gugwi or if you just saw it from afar, you would think, oh, werewolf or whatever. So I think there's a lot of misidentification going on. I do.
Sonny, isn't that the name of that thing that Eddie Haskell saw? Was it Gugwi?
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 I think that's...
What is that one?
Yeah.
What does that one look like? Is it like a... the one that Eddie said that he saw was like a... like an otter mixed with...
He said it looked like a really big otter with a German shepherd head on it and big, huge web feet.
You know what that sounds like?
And it treat him. It'd treat Eddie for like 45 minutes or something like that.
That sounds like a kushtaka.
What is it?
A kushtaka. It's a spirit that takes on the form of something like an otter. Now, if you look into various native traditions, some will say they're really helpful. Some will say they're very evil.
Oh.
There's a lot of spirituality that comes into play with cryptids. A lot more than people want to accept. Some people think that they're just flesh and blood, but you do definitely have to look at the paranormal and spiritual aspect of these things.
Dubrachu.
He just happens to be in the chat right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he said a Dobrachu is what he thinks he saw.
Okay, very nice.
But yeah, he said that he definitely remembers like the pointy ears, like a German Shepherd ears. He said it looked exactly like that.
I'd love to talk to this guy off air sometime.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds fascinating to hear
about. Or we could just hook him up with your channel and have him on your channel, too.
Yeah, that would be great if he'd be willing to do that. I mean, it's up to him. I don't want him to go out there and just yell if he's comfortable with it.
For sure. Yeah. Well, because he wasn't really exactly sure what he saw, so he was kind of just hoping that somebody in the chat would have some input. So I'm sure he's listening and digging what you have to say about that.
Very cool.
Let's see, what else can we get into? Do how many? Do you have a lot of skeptic encounters? Like, do people?
Oh, yeah. More often than not. It's kind of insulting at times because they think you're crazy for believing in cryptids. But my defense to that is I remind them some known animals that we are very familiar with today were once considered cryptids. Mountain gorillas being an example. Panda bears. They were all considered cryptids at one time. And when you tell them that...
Panda bears?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of go, oh, they were cryptids at one time? Wow, okay, I didn't know that. So as you're explaining more to them, they kind of open up. They still have that, I don't know, there can't be something in the woods. And you're kind of going, really? Really? There can't be something in the woods? Really?
Wow. I had no idea. I'm still blown away that panda bears were considered cryptid.
Duck-billed platypus were, too.
Yeah, platypus.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to have to tell people that from now on when they...
Right.
I heard, I think it was in the 80s or something, so it wasn't very long ago.
Right.
They knew about the platypus. Some guy came, he was going to
like
grab one. It was on a log, and he grabbed it.
Yeah.
And the male ones have
Venom.
venomous spikes in their back legs.
Oh, no.
Jacked him up. Yeah, it's just the males, I guess.
Yeah, they also lay eggs. They're a fur-bearing mammal that lay eggs.
Yeah.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. I'm going to have to definitely tell people that.
So
Melissa.
Skeptics, though, they're like, how come we don't get clear footage of a Bigfoot? And I told them, well, there's billy apes. Billy apes avoided cameras for the longest time. They're a very recent discovery in terms of science. So, and scientists learned that these billy apes actually made it a point to avoid cameras and to avoid people looking for them. So it's possible. If apes can do this, why can't Bigfoot? Why can't Dogman? They learn as they go.
Exactly.
Where did they find these at?
These were in Africa.
Oh, okay.
And they heard the natives were telling them of the type of monkeys that kill the lions that slept on the ground, and they're kind of going, "Oh, that's folklore." But then they saw that billy apes are quite tough and they're quite large. Billy apes are big. If you can imagine like an almost 6-foot chimpanzee, that's what they're like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very, very aggressive. Chimpanzees themselves can be very aggressive.
Mm-hmm. And they're super strong too.
Oh yeah,
solid muscle.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to tangle with a chimpanzee ever.
Malou says men who lay eggs is just weird. It is something weird to come across, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eddie said that the male platypus has venom in their rear talons that can kill you.
Yup, they're very dangerous.
Man, learning all kinds of stuff today.
School is in session.
That's right. So if that's have you had any other encounters past that one?
Actually, I came across what's known as a puck wedgie. And the best way to describe that is very little people. They're very small, about maybe a foot and a half tall.
Ooh, yeah.
And I came across this guy as I was walking my dog one day. Like I heard this trilling whistle. It's like this vibrating whistle. And I was looking around going, what is that? What's making that? That's not a bird. And as I looked at the bottom of this hill embankment, there was this little dude with a little spear staring at me. And when I made eye contact with me, he just kind of did that, oh, and he ran off. So man. I was looking it up, like, what could this be? And my friend told me, oh, that's a puck wedgie, man. They live down in that riverbed over there. I'm going, oh, they do. Oh, okay. I'm going to start looking over there now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's triggering a memory in my mind. I went camping just this past couple months ago.
Oh.
And I heard something strange I've never heard before, making like a weird, I don't know if I want to say whistle, but it was like kind of like when a squirrel is being loud.
Yes, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, but it was a little different. It wasn't a squirrel. And I kept looking out the window of my tent, and I couldn't see any leaves moving. I didn't see any animal out there, but I just kept hearing the sound, and it kept like going around. It was like circling the campsite.
Okay.
And no matter how many times I looked out there, there was no physical object. It was just a sound I kept hearing, and I couldn't.
Were you looking low enough, though?
Maybe
your eyes were going to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes were naturally going to the ground already because I was laying down in a tent.
Okay.
So I was pretty much ground level to begin with, but yeah, and then I just chalked it up to a squirrel, and never thought about it again. But
It's possible. Definitely possible.
just something trying to get my attention.
Mm-hmm. I was told by a friend that that's a little communication whistle that they were doing. Like there was probably more than one in the area, and they were probably hunting at the time. You know, they don't have a language like you and I do. You know, they have a different kind of dialect. So that's what they were doing. That's what they were communicating with. So maybe that's what it was in your case as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost like the more you open your mind up to this, the more they show themselves.
Right. Yeah, I've found that too when I talk to witnesses that like when they didn't believe in something, they didn't see anything. But once they opened their mind to it, they started really looking for these things. And there's that old saying, seek and you shall find.
Yeah.
So I think once you open yourself up to this, you really are stepping quite literally into a new world.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. You're walking into a whole different dimension almost. Different world of possibilities.
Yeah, and you know, it opens you up to so many things though, because then you do have to start researching what you see. So you do walk down the spiritual and paranormal path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something that a lot of researchers will tell you is that they don't like the paranormal aspect. But to me, to be a complete researcher, you have to regard all aspects. You can't just dismiss what you don't like and just take what you do like. You have to consider all possibilities and, you know, go down that lane, if you will, and just look at it and consider it. You don't have to buy into it. You don't have to believe it 100%, but consider it. Always keep it in the back of your mind. So that way you're always learning something new.
Yeah. Taking all the information that you can and not just...
Yes.
That makes sense.
You know, when people say that they saw Bigfoot teleport or just suddenly disappear, you can't go, oh, well, it's because you stopped looking. It's, you know, you have to think, okay, could it be interdimensional?
Right.
Could be something very paranormal about this. And I would say that there is in some cases, absolutely. And to ignore those kinds of cases, you're just not being a very good researcher at all.
Yeah, I agree. Vera Ray in the chat was wondering if the Pukwudgies are good or mischievous.
It depends. It's an individually based kind of thing. Some can be very nice, very pleasant, whereas some of them can be quite maniacal. There is a woman I talked to some time back where when she was a kid, these Pukwudgies were trying to kidnap her. They would show up in large numbers trying to take her as a little girl from her bedroom. You know, and that's a terrifying experience. Imagine being a little girl and you see these little beings always coming at you trying to take you from your home.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Right?
I think there's a video on YouTube of somebody that filmed one of those things. It's running down a path. I want to say he's on a quad or a dirt bike or something. And he's
I know the video you're talking about.
And it runs across the street. It was pretty freaky. If that was digitally done, bravo. But that video sure looked real. Yeah, I don't think it was.
I think that video is actually the genuine article because that's very similar to what I saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing when you're talking about it. Anyway, you're describing what I seen in that video. And yeah.
I mean, it was a cute little thing in a very morbid sort of way. You know, it was wearing leaves and little pieces of fur for clothing, so it was kind of cute, I guess. Not something I want to see on a regular basis.
Yeah. What do you think? So are those comparable to or the same thing as like a gnome, or is it
from the same family? From the same family. There's a group called the Fae.
The Fae.
And in the Fae, you put fairies, leprechauns, all those different kind of things, and they all come from the same family extensively.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely heard of the Fae. Just haven't really looked into what that all encompasses, what all is included in there.
When this show is done, you're going to be looking up all kinds of stuff going, new stuff, new stuff. Oh, boy.
Yep, definitely. I need to familiarize myself with a lot of that stuff for sure if I'm going to be in this.
Hey, if you ever got questions, man, you got me on Facebook. Hit me up anytime. I'll give you my phone number. We can chit-chat whenever you want.
Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, and if you're ever up in the Michigan area, we'll go out hunting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes. I want to make a point to go out there because, I mean, Beast of Bray Road, you know, and for someone who saw a Dogman, for that place to be where it all began, it's like, yeah, I want to go to the roots of all this. I want to see what this is all about.
Oh, man, me and Michigan Rob were just talking about getting a trip together, maybe to go up to the spot that he saw his Bigfoot, his Sasquatch.
Ooh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be a fun trip.
Yeah, Rob's a great guy. He really is. I've known him for quite a while, actually, a couple years now.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll have to check out. We had a really good interview with him.
Nice. I'll definitely watch that later today.
And he was on. Who was he just on? Oh, he was on his own podcast, and he had a lady on there. It's I can't remember her name right now, but she actually channeled the Bigfoot that he saw during the podcast, and it damn near made him fall out of the chair. So I would go and watch that one first, and then.
Oh, is she a remote viewer? Is that what she does? She does remote viewing?
She has the ability to. I guess so. Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's something you had to be so careful with.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some people that will tell you that remote viewing can lead to some pretty demonic encounters.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's something that, people have said they could show me how to do. But, after researching things like the Wendigo, I'm kind of going, no, I don't want to turn into a Wendigo. No, thank you. I'm great. I'm fine with that. No.
Hard pass.
Oh, very hard pass. Oh, hell no.
Advocate for UFO disclosure says maybe dogmen and lake monsters get transported here by aliens/interdimensionals sometimes, or come through things in the multiverse walls. I don't know. I think Bigfoot exists in reproducing populations.
That is definitely a possibility, and that's a very popular theory as well. But with Dogman, though, I don't know. I think they have reproducing populations here, too. From the stuff I've seen down at my research area, I've seen smaller tracks along with bigger tracks, which I kind of believe are, the young with the adults. So I think some of them might be, I'd say earthbound creatures, of earthly origin.
Yeah.
I think maybe some of the other ones, like maybe the fathead dogman's the one that, are always attacking people. Those very well could be aliens or interdimensional beings. I mean, from what I've heard from witnesses that have seen the fatheads, they're never friendly. They're incredibly smart. I mean, to the point where they're trying to open doors and trying to get through windows, climbing up on the rooftops. So they get their intelligence from somewhere, right? So would it make sense? Aliens? Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that.
Mermaids yes.
Oh, alien girl. Yeah, mermaids are cryptids, right?
Mm-hmm. They absolutely are. Yeah.
All right. Learning.
With mermaids, a popular theory is the aquatic ape theory, where apes evolved underwater became mermaids.
Just from like the natural way of thing, just from over time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Natural evolution. And it could be possible. I mean, if you believe in evolution, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so that's where is that where mud mermaids comes from?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're like hybrids.
Very similar.
Black Dragon, yeah, he said Indiana has mud mermaids.
Mm-hmm. You get some knowledgeable people in the chat. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we've got a good group here.
See, this is what I like, is when the audience knows stuff too. I enjoy that because we play off of each other really well.
Yeah. Well, I think I kind of cheated a little bit. I started out hanging out on Spaced Out Radio.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Got some friends on there first, and then I started this up. So then those guys came over here. So got some pretty knowledgeable people in the chat.
Yeah, Oracles and Beyond is a great knowledgeable person too. She's cool.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we're starting to learn a lot more about Eddie Haskell's experiences too. So I can't wait to have him back on. And
yeah, we need to have him on. Let me know.
Well, he also said in the chat that he'd be interested in having a conversation with you too. So
that'd be great. Yeah,
link you guys up.
If you want to hit me up on Facebook, Eddie, anytime, man. Anytime. Messages are always open.
He's a great guest also, Ryan. You'll like him. He's an awesome guy.
That's what I like. That's what I love to hear, man.
He blew our minds.
He seems knowledgeable too. And I like to have knowledgeable guests. I do.
Yeah, after his encounter and the stuff that he had, happened to him, he did a lot of research and did some deep dives on what he saw.
He was like me. I mean, believe it or not, I was a denouncer of the whole Dogman thing at first. Because it didn't make sense to me about upright walking canine. Now it's kind of going, well, I could see Bigfoot, but something like that, no. But then when I had my encounter, I had to eat a big slice of crow pie. I'm going, oh, okay. Right. Universe has proved me wrong.
Yep. It has a way of doing that.
Yeah, I think that was the universe's way of going, Ryan, shut the hell up, dude.
You have a reason to see these. You have there's a reason that you're seeing these things. You need to spread the
Absolutely.
word about them.
Yep.
Eddie says, I heard of a hunter who crossed paths with two small Indians with little bows and arrows about 12 inches tall. I watched them with binoculars.
Wow.
Oh, the hunter watched them with binoculars.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
All right, Eddie, you got to save some of these things for Ryan's show.
Yeah, definitely save that up, and we'll just do a big powwow over my show now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I could pop some popcorn for that one.
Oh, yeah. Get your soda and pizza ready, too. Because we go deep. On my show, we definitely start going into all the details when we start talking. We'll talk about historic encounters, recent encounters, various descriptions, religious beliefs. We go all the way on this. Me and Josh don't leave anything unturned.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I after checking your channel out this morning, I know of a couple episodes I'm already going to have to check out when I'm at work.
Oh, yeah? Which ones?
I work midnights, and I'm always, after Dave's show ends,
Okay.
I'm looking for other things to listen to.
Oh, cool. Great.
And last night it was UFO Garage. I just started going through all the old episodes. I started with their oldest ones, and I don't know if you've heard of them before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and they started out so goofy, and I don't know if anybody was really taking them seriously at first, but man.
I actually kind of like that when a show can cover a serious topic but be funny with it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that. Humor is a great way to teach.
Yeah, and then I think the more you're just yourself, I guess, on there, the more you're just yourself, people see that you're just genuine, and they're more drawn to just genuine people instead of somebody that's sitting there reading from a script. And
yeah, they don't want somebody that's kind of preaching at them. They want somebody that's just being a human being and talking with them.
Yep. Yeah, so they went pretty early on. They had some pretty big name guests on there. I was pretty surprised when
Cool.
it was like episode 23 or something. They had
Oh, nice.
a couple of pretty big name guests on there. I'm like, huh,
Impressive.
very impressive.
Well, if you want some recommendations for the episodes for my show, Genoskwa is a very good one to watch. That was a very popular one, and the Goatman episodes.
Ooh, Goatman?
Yeah, Goatman, when I dropped those episodes, man, people were just eating it up. I was like, yes.
Oh, that's the first I've heard of Goatman.
Oh, you've never heard of Goatman before?
No.
I don't want to spoil it for you, though. I want you to watch the show so you can get the full effect. It's a very dark tale. I mean, if you got kids around, don't let the kids listen to it.
Ooh.
It's very graphic, and it's a scary thing. It's not something you want a kid to listen to.
Sign me up for that.
There you go. I think it's a two-parter. Did we do a two-parter or a three-parter on that? I'm trying to remember. I think it was a two-parter. But we go into a lot of detail, and there's some stories in there, some encounters that are going to be like, whoa, what?
Huh. Yep, I'm interested in that for sure.
That's I will tell you, though, I think that's a cryptid that's not really a cryptid. I think that's an entity. Because if you look at the Goatman descriptions, all right, then you look at the way people depict Satan. It's always with the head of a goat and walking with, the bipedal fashion. So when you look at what Goatman's like and the things that it's done, I don't think it's a cryptid. I think it's more of a entity that was brought on by the occult in some way.
Can you go over the difference between a cryptid and a entity?
Yes. Okay. What a cryptid is, by definition, it's an unverified or undiscovered animal. It's something that science hasn't been able to apply the laws of science to yet. We haven't studied it. We haven't cataloged it, categorized it, charted it, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
An entity would be something more that's, a spirit, some kind of thing that comes to you to visit you. Say like the Mothman, he's more entity. He's more interdimensional than he is a cryptid. He's not an animal. He doesn't fit into any animal classifications.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an entity. The Wendigo, also an entity, or process, as I call it. It's not an animal. So, that's not a cryptid. A cryptid would be an animal like a gorilla or, a type of dog or type of fish.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So a Sasquatch would be considered cryptid.
Yes.
Okay.
Dogman would be considered cryptid. Nessie would be a cryptid because dinosaur. People believe it's a type of dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a cryptid. But then you also have the other category, the Lazarus Taxon, which is a species that disappeared from our fossil record or disappeared from our studying only to make a sudden return. There are types of animals like the goblin shark falls under Lazarus Taxon because they disappeared for a long time and suddenly reemerged. Coelacanth is also Lazarus Taxon.
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate you going over that because I actually wasn't aware of that, the differences between the two.
Oh, yeah, Melissa just mentioned the lizard man. Yeah,
yeah.
Rascal, I did consider that too. Definitely.
Baphomet? What is a Baphomet?
Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Yeah, it's a very dark entity, very dark god.
Okay. Man, I'm going to have to go back and listen to my own podcast and take notes. I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
The lizard man, yeah.
Yeah, the lizard man.
Yeah, that's very interesting because a lot of people say that lizard man can't exist. And the ironic part, they discovered a species of bipedal crocodile that stood at 9 feet tall in the very same area that lizard man was being encountered. So if you follow that line of logic, if they found the fossil of a bipedal crocodile, could a lizard man be a type of species like that? I believe so.
I would never go outside again if there was a bipedal crocodile walking around.
Yeah, they called it the terror lizard, actually, which is a fitting name because I would not want to see a bipedal crocodile. Those things are terrifying on 4 legs. Imagine 2 legs.
Yeah, dude. They got to be so much faster with 2 feet, 2 legs.
I would imagine they're fast as hell, and I wouldn't want to be out in the waters and all of a sudden hear this thing coming at me and see a bipedal crocodile.
No. That is crazy to think about.
I would just curl up into a ball and be like, kill me quick, dude.
Yeah.
Don't even mess around. Just eat me, like bite my head off or something. Have it done with.
Yeah, that is creepy. Man, I wasn't even aware of that bipedal lizard man. That's nuts.
Yeah, lizard man's another very interesting one.
Advocate, I wonder if lizard man wasn't just a stranded Draco reptilian.
It could be. It could be because the sightings stopped so abruptly. There was no rhyme or reason as to why the sightings stopped. Did it maybe pass away because it couldn't live in our atmosphere? Was there something about our planet that killed it quickly? He could be onto something there.
Huh.
It is something to consider. That's why you got to keep yourself open to any and all possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and you start putting it all together, it all kind of makes sense. So if you ignore certain aspects, you're not getting all the answers. You're getting all the questions, but you're not getting all the answers. You need to get all the answers, just kind of mix them together and see what comes up.
Mm-hmm. Do you think anybody, or is there a cryptid that people get confused with Sasquatch? Do you think there's something else out there that people say they think they might have seen Sasquatch, but they get it confused with? What am I trying to say?
I think it's possible. In that regards of a question, though, I think there are 2 things going on in the cryptid world. I think some people are seeing the flesh and blood cryptids. Those are the ones that, like, the Bigfoot or whatever it is, they're seeing just runs away and disappears like that. Whereas other people, I think they're seeing something that might be similar to a tulpa, where our collective thoughts all gathered and created this physical being. And this is why they say they disappear or they try to shoot them and they're bulletproof, or they disappear into mist, or they have glowing red eyes. I think there's 2 separate things going on. I really do, that we're seeing flesh and blood, then we're seeing something that's not even of this earth, that just like came from our collective thoughts. And that would really explain why the ones that see them disappear, there's never footprints, there's never any fur.
Mm-hmm.
There's always this really rancid smell. Like the people that see the ones that disappear always describe this really repugnant body odor coming from this. So is it possible that when these interdimensional beings come over, there's some kind of catalyst or some kind of chemical reaction that happens where we smell that? It's a smell like burnt atmosphere, burnt ozone or something like that.
Wow, that's interesting to think about.
So,
yeah, I never thought about it. I have heard of people smelling like a weird sulfur smell or something like that, but
and
never put it together.
Spiritual stuff, the smell of sulfur is always distinct with demons or something evil. So when these people are smelling sulfur, when they think they're seeing Bigfoot or Dogman, or even, in some cases a Wendigo, are they seeing a flesh and blood creature, or are they seeing some kind of entity that crossed over from the other side.
Yeah, I never put those two together, but that's a cool theory to think about, that the smell that you're smelling has something to do with the way that they came into this.
Yeah, I mean, like in some cases, like, you know, I'll get reports of how Bigfoot or Dogman smell bad in the body odor sense, like it's a chemical signal. And if you do research on apes do have chemical signals. So I think the ones that smell just like, you know, the sweat or, you know, the feces kind of smell, that's a flesh and blood kind of thing. When you're smelling sulfur or something far worse, like death or decay, that's probably something you shouldn't be seeing.
Okay, that makes sense. Guess you wanted to know what cryptids eat.
Well, I think that depends on what cryptid you're talking about. I think Bigfoot is probably omnivorous. You know, probably eats nuts, berries, roots, grass, the occasional deer, or in some cases, the occasional human being. You know, if you look at Genosqua, it was known for eating humans. You know, and if you look at some of the names from natives for Sasquatch, like Oma, or, you know, even Wendigo, it was cannibal giant. So, you know, they probably ate each other and ate humans as well. Whereas Dogman, I think they're probably going to be more on the carnivorous side. A lizard man, probably carnivorous as well.
Man, if I didn't like leaving my house before, I definitely don't want to leave now.
I just ruined your social life.
I'm telling you. Bipedal crocodiles walking around.
Yeah, we haven't had any sightings like that here in California that I know of around me. Just with Bigfoot. And then what do they call them? The Fresno night crawlers.
Oh yeah, those guys are interesting.
It's so crazy that it's like the city of California has its own cryptid.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. That's very cool, actually.
It's like the Ann Arbor Mountain Man.
Oh yeah, Melissa just mentioned one of the cases, the missing 411 case of Dennis Martin, a little boy that I believe was actually taken by a Bigfoot.
Ooh.
If you look into the story, another family actually saw what they described as a very tall man in fur, carrying what they thought was a satchel or a sack, but I think it was carrying the little boy, Dennis Martin.
Ooh.
Just a little boy, and you know,
Goosebumps.
they never found him. They never found a body, and I think that was like almost 50 years ago. They still have no answers. And very mysteriously, the FBI got involved, and they would only do investigations at night. What does that tell you?
Oh, weird.
Oh.
Dennis Martin. I'm going to have to look into that, too. That's interesting.
Should I just send you a list in a message there, Chad?
Yes, please.
I'll just send you a big old list of stuff to research for the next 3 weeks. And
Yep. Get yourself learnt. Yeah, man.
Isn't there a case where a kid like that gets lost? I wouldn't say kidnapped, but he's lost, and then just for a few days, 3 days, whatever. But he says
the bear kept him
pack
warm.
of bears, was taking care of him.
Yeah, he said it was a single bear. Apparently, this kid roamed pretty far away, and this quote-unquote bear took him back to where they could find him. Now, it's just a little boy. I think he's about 4 or 5 years old, so he's not really able to fully communicate what he saw. But, you know, it makes sense, though.
He said teddy bear, right?
Yeah, he said bear. You know, now think about it. It makes perfect sense. He's not used to Bigfoot. He's not used to Sasquatch, you know, but if you think of the description of a bear, okay, it's a little bit different from how we picture Bigfoot, right? Cryptid-wise, what cryptid would a bear match the most? If you were thinking about, you know, with the ears and the snout, it's more along the lines of a dogman.
Oh, yeah.
Is it possible a dogman took kindly to him and brought him back? It could be.
Man, that gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, and life is not a Disney movie.
No, it definitely is
going to eat
not.
a 5-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah. I got
sure.
chased by a bear. When I went hunting with my brother Shane some years back, we got chased by a bear. It was not a fun experience.
They're no joke.
Do you happen to know what time of the year that kid came up missing?
I don't know.
Because that would even lend even more credence to it. Like if it was the beginning of winter or something.
I think it was winter though, because they said that it kept him warm. So I I think it was pretty close to winter, maybe the end of fall. So it was cold out. But even like near the end of fall, though, the bears are getting ready for hibernation. They're eating whatever they can.
Yeah, they'll eat whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they'll eat bear cubs, man, and other bears if they can.
Yep.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, so that little kid would be
Oh,
He'd be
man.
toast. Yeah, he'd
he'd
be
be
devoured.
appetizer for sure.
Wild
And the fact
animals are
is-
just, yeah.
Yeah. Nature is brutal. And that's something that I'm always telling the people that I talk to, that nature can be beautiful, but there's a side to it that, you know, you just look at and you go, wow, that was something I did not want to see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the case with the bear and the bear cubs. It's like, wait, they do what now?
Yeah. One time while hunting, we actually saw a grizzly bear dig up a black bear's den and eat the cubs right in front of us. It was
Oh, man.
so
Holy.
disturbing, dude. I felt so bad hearing those bear cubs cry for help. You know,
Oh,
but you're looking at
man.
the grizzly and you're going, look at the size of that thing compared to me. This isn't going to happen, dude.
I've never seen a grizzly bear in person.
Oh, when you do, oh my goodness, you're going to be like, they are big.
Wow, I've seen a black bear and that was big enough.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Picture
can't
like
Almost
maybe
stepped on one of those. Only
five
like a 200-pound
times
black bear.
at least 5 times the size of a black bear.
No,
You
I don't
see
wanna
that,
be
you're
part
just
of
like, oh my God.
no.
Yeah, I saw one at Cabela's once, and that was close enough.
Mm.
I've seen them like that.
You
I
got to be
haven't seen
so
one.
careful going out in the woods. And that's what I always tell people that are trying to get into cryptozoology, that every time you take an adventure into the woods, it's a matter of survival. You're
Mhm.
taking your life into your hands. You have to be prepared for anything and everything,
Yep.
even the impossible.
Yeah, it scares me when I see people out there that are doing research or just hiking and they
Mhm.
don't carry a gun.
Yeah, or
They don't have anything but a bottle of water sometimes.
Yeah.
And when I leave the trailer, I have an MRE, a full MRE, and
Yes.
water and two handguns and a rifle with extra rounds just in case I get lost or stranded.
Yeah, because you
And
never know. You absolutely
don't
just
know.
never know. I mean, it's not just animals you got to worry about. Sadly, in this world, it's humans you got to worry about as well. You know, humans can be the most sadistic things going these days, and
That's true.
you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
You absolutely do, and that's what I'm always telling people: is never take it lightly. If you're going in the woods, even for 2-3 hours, be prepared like you're going for 3 days. You know, because if you don't, you know, something bad could happen, and end of story for you.
Yeah, even oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I saw a video just yesterday, I think it was, of a coyote,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't. I mean, everyone, if you say there's a coyote chasing you, I mean, you're like, well, that's tiny. I mean, I could. He's smaller than a German Shepherd. I could take him, but this dude had rabies.
Oh,
And all he wanted to do is bite this guy. He was doing anything he could to bite this guy.
yep.
And
Well, rabies drives them mad. You know, they don't fear anything once they have rabies.
Yeah. And everyone has those in their neighborhood.
Oh yeah, yeah. I run into them on a daily basis here in Arizona.
We have them here where I live. I live in the country in Fresno, California,
Mhm.
and it's been 3 times now. The first time I didn't get to see it. My granddaughter came running in the house screaming, and she told me there was a coyote at the gate
Oh wow.
watching her, like gonna eat her. She was freaked out, and I'm laughing. I told her it's just a neighbor dog. Calm down. You know, it's just a dog because we live in the country. It could be a dog from down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened the garage door that day, and a coyote
Oh,
came back to the gate. And so then, and then the second time, same thing. Whenever they're playing in the yard, I have to watch that gate. Coyotes will just sit there and stare at them. They get at the corner of the gate, and
oh
they're
man.
just waiting to pounce. So
Oh yeah, and their
coyotes
packs
are a
can be
horrible
so
dog.
huge.
They're a horrible creature.
Yeah, and their packs can be so huge. You think there's like 2 or 3 of them, then pretty soon you're seeing 20 or 30 of them, and you're going, "Where'd you all come from?"
They have a trick that they do here. One coyote comes in, female coyote in heat, and a male dog will follow her out into the field where
Yep.
there's at least 10 more coyotes, and they eat them
Yep.
Coyotes eat the dogs.
Yep.
Whoa.
I've seen that happen here in Arizona too. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're like hunters. They know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. That's that's something that people have to consider is the animals out in the wild that are hunters. They know you better than you know them.
Mhm.
You are prey to them, so they know what you're going to do before you're going to do it. So you really have to keep that in mind and just be ready.
Advocate says, I had a coyote chilling in my backyard the other day like he was the family pet. Just hanging out. He's hungry,
they're
probably.
ballsy. Coyotes are very ballsy, man. I used to have a coyote come up and eat my dogs from the backyard. He just come and eat from his bowl, drink from his water, and I'm like, hey, you're not my dog.
You were not invited here.
Yeah, who invited you? And no, go back home.
You guys, did you hear about how coyotes were, like the United States tried to get rid of all coyote populations?
Yes.
And
They used to pay us like, I think $25 a tail at
Mhm.
fishing game.
Yeah.
well,
They still have that going on in some parts of Arizona.
they found
They're so large in number. The multitude is so great that you could wipe out 100 in a day. Those 100 will just come back, within the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they actually found out that they do like a call where they take roll call to figure out how many are in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And if any are missing, it actually triggers the females to produce more eggs.
Yep. It sends her into estrus. Yes.
Huh.
So like they'll do a call like, oh, we're missing two people, or two members of the pack. We need to replace them.
Yeah, you can hear that thing going on every night in my neighborhood. If you listen carefully at night, you can hear the coyotes doing the roll call.
That is so interesting. I mean, they're
don't
crazy.
go out by yourself.
Is that why the packs make that noise? It sounds
Yeah.
like I always thought they were hunting, then they had something. That's
Me
what
too.
they were.
It's roll call. It's them kind of going, is everybody here? And they're like, nope, this guy's missing. Oh, okay. Produce an egg for him.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's weird how nature can be so scary but interesting at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, they say, damn, nature, you scary.
Yeah. Learn from a distance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Safe distance.
Yes, a very safe distance. Don't be like Ryan and go out by yourself looking for Dogman.
Yeah. Take
They
Bigfoot Michigan Rob with you.
Yeah, right?
Ryan, hunting here in California just a few years ago,
Mhm.
I was bow hunting, and there is a deer on the edge of a meadow, okay? And I'm on a trail that's beat down from a vehicle driving on it, probably a ranger trail or something, because the road's blocked off. You're not supposed to drive on it.
Right.
It's just an old road. I'm trying to creep around the edge of the meadow because the deer's actually in the meadow, but on the edge of the meadow, I'm on the opposite side of the trees. I can't shoot through the trees to shoot the deer with an arrow. So I'm going to creep around the edge of the meadow so I can shoot back at the deer. And as I'm creeping down this road, my leg touches a bush, and I have my trigger on the string and everything. And I'm walking through real slow, and I'm hunkered down. And as my leg drags this bush, I notice something in front of my foot. Where I stopped, it rips from in front of me. And when it does, the whole bush starts shaking. I look down, and it's a bear leg. All I have to do is go boonk and shoot this bear, right? And I as soon as it rips from in front of me, I started shaking, and I turned all the way around this way.
Oh, wow. That's too.
This bear took off up this mountain. I don't know if he was hunting the same deer or he was sleeping under that bush. I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't very big. It was only like 180, 200 pounds. So
That's
not
still
really
bigger
big.
than you want it to
And
be.
man, it took off. It ran about 40 yards up a hill and then stopped and
Wow.
turned sideways and looked at me. And I was pissed. The deer's gone. So I just yelled at him. I go, get out of here, bear. And then he took off walking real slow. I wanted to shoot him, but he wasn't big enough for me to shoot, and I don't eat them. So I didn't want to.
Luckily, that
Yeah,
worked
he
for
didn't-
you,
didn't
man.
want
That
it.
did not work for us when we had that grizzly bear encounter.
Yeah, grizzly bears, like I've never seen one. So I
Oh.
wouldn't mess with one of those.
Oh no, we
Black
tried to
bear.
act like we were badass. We all tried puffing up our chests and making ourselves look big, but the bear wasn't having it, man. I was like,
You
yeah,
got to be
okay.
bigger than him.
Yeah, I mean, it just did that, and we're like, okay, nah, she ain't having this. We're out. Bye.
Yep.
Advocates got me laughing. Yeah, whenever my friends don't show up, I just go make some pregnancies. Then when my bum friends show up later, I'm all like, hey guys, now I got to take care of these kids for at least 18 years.
I made this one for you. This one's your
This
responsibility.
one's yours now.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You didn't show up, so here you go.
Yep.
Next time you'll be here for roll call.
Oh, we got
Yep.
Connor here. What's up, Bigfoot Anon?
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy.
He's coming on the show, I think, next
Cass?
week.
Cass was
Nice.
asking if you knew him.
Yeah,
Earlier.
Mr. Positivity, Bigfoot Anon. Yeah, that guy's like a light in the dark, dude. He's a great guy.
Best way to describe him. He really is. The first time I ever saw him, I was like, whoa, this guy is full of energy. It's all positive energy, too.
Yup.
Yeah, I liked it when he came on that day. I just hit the mute button and sit back. I was
Exactly.
like, wow. I can just listen to him go for hours, man.
Yep. And he could go for hours, too. He's just full of knowledge.
He knows me. He said Tremblay, the Dogman researcher. He knows who I am.
That's awesome.
He's a great
Yeah. Such a cool community, man. I mean, even from UFOs and aliens to cryptids, everybody's just very open-minded and accepting. It's awesome.
Yeah, and there's some very knowledgeable people in there too. You know, when you really start talking to people in depth, you know, your mind's gonna get blown. You're gonna be like, "Whoa, wow."
Well, yeah, case in point with you already this morning. Like,
Well, thank you.
huh? Bipedal what?
That's what I try to do. I'm just
Hey,
trying
Ma, lock the door up. Lock the door. Double chain it.
We won't go outside for the rest of the week.
That's right. Definitely not out to the woods.
Well, that's where I'm going later today, as I'm going to my research area. So I'm all stoked for it. Like, yeah, let's hope for an encounter. All right.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
I'll
this.
have to go for a very up close encounter. Very up close, yeah.
You have. What'd you say?
I would have loved for a up close encounter to happen.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm there yet.
You will be.
Maybe from a distance first.
Maybe if you see a cryptid, you're going to be like, okay, that was too brief. I need to see it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, but like I said on Instagram, you can see the footprints I've been finding and the structures I've been finding. So there's definitely something going on down there. But I do think there's some paranormal activity going on down there too. There's a picture that I took the other day. When I snapped it, it was fine. But when I was uploading it to Facebook and Instagram, I noticed there's like wisps of smoke on the picture, and there was no fire nearby. I wasn't smoking a cigarette. I was all by myself. So, see, that's why I said you got to open yourself up to everything when you get into this.
Yeah. That sounds very familiar with another guest we had on that said
That was
he actually
Brian.
had pictures. Yeah, Brian. He actually had pictures of a blue smoke. And
Yeah,
he was like, neither one of us were smoking.
In my picture, it's like a bluish gray, and it's not the first time it happened. Different parts of the area, but it's the second or third time this has happened. You know, and I don't smoke when I go researching. I wait till I get home to have my cigarettes. So, you know, whatever that was, I can't explain it. I really can't.
Yeah, that's what he was saying too. He just had no explanation except for his Sasquatch clan that he hangs out with.
Yeah, it was very strange because I didn't notice it when I took the pictures. You know, so you know how it is when you're taking a picture, you're looking right at what you're taking the picture of. So if there's smoke there, you should notice it, right? But I didn't see anything until I was uploading it. Then I'm going, wait, why are there street? Oh, there's smoke there. Why is there smoke? You know, so something very paranormal going on there.
Do you see a link between cryptids and ET?
I do. Yes, I do. A lot of researchers will say, shame on you, Ryan, for bringing this up. But there is the UFO Bigfoot connection. You know, and there's one researcher back in the 60s that when he started seeing Bigfoot, he actually started seeing UFOs first. And then whenever he saw a UFO, shortly thereafter, he would see a Bigfoot, and vice versa. He would see a Bigfoot and see a UFO or see strange lights. So I think there's a very strong connection. I do. What is the connection? I don't know. Could they be alien in a way? I think so. You know, it's just something that they can't just rule out.
Yeah.
And it would make sense, though, if you think about it. They could be aliens that once they come around here, go back to wherever the UFOs came from, and that's why we don't find bodies. You know, maybe that's why we haven't found a Bigfoot corpse as of yet.
That makes total sense to me, too, yeah.
It's something to take into thought and just look into.
Because I have heard of people saying before where they'll see an orb, and then soon after seeing the orb, they'll see Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
Yep. Yeah, and I get that with Dogman too. I get people that say they saw strange lights in the sky, and then just seconds later, there's a Dogman. There's a woman I spoke to who actually saw a UFO, and within seconds later, there's a Dogman underneath this UFO. So it's like this Dogman was coming toward her because she wasn't supposed to see this UFO. You know, it's like the Dogman's going, "Go away, human, go away." So I definitely think there could be a connection between cryptids and UFOs. Yes.
Cool. I was hoping you were going to say that, because that tends to be what I believe too. You know, like, I don't know.
They could very well be extraterrestrial life. We have no idea of saying yay or nay.
Dog they. Brassel.
Oh, and to answer Melissa's question, Melissa says, I do believe that vampires were real to a degree. There's a thing called the strigoi. And strigoi aren't your sexy vampires. They're not the dudes from the Lost Boys. They're very ghoul monster-like. I do think they existed at one time. Are they still around? Probably not. But they did exist at one time, yes.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of them, too.
I am going to have to send you a list of stuff to look up, huh?
Absolutely.
I can do that for you. I definitely can.
Or if you have a video that just kind of explains all the different ones.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's watch a couple of the videos on my channel. There's some stuff that you're going to find pretty interesting, I think. For
sure. I'm actually off for like the next 12 days, so I've got some time to listen to.
Woohoo! All right.
To learn about that kind of stuff. Black Dragon said blue smoke and blue lights can also be connected with spirits.
You know, I was wondering about that because that smoke is it's bluish in color, and that's on my Instagram for you guys to check out if you want to check that out. But, you know, for that to show up, 2 or 3 times in different areas of the same research area, it just makes me wonder.
Yeah, and the one that we saw too, that Brian from the Pork and Beans show, when he came on, it had a blue tint to it also.
Yeah, it's just, it's something that caught my eye, and I was going, well, what's going on here? Because is that something that cryptids are doing, or is that something paranormal? And everybody I've talked to, they're like, what is that though? What's going on here? And I told them, I don't know. I wasn't smoking a cigarette. I didn't have a fire going. Oh, a goblin. Whoa. Brassel, we're going to have to talk too. Man, you guys are filling up my show, guys. You're giving me a whole guest list. This is
awesome.
Yeah, I owe you guys.
So what's a goblin?
A goblin it's a small person that belongs to the Fae as well, but goblins can be very, very sinister. Goblins do not like human beings at all. They're similar to a troll, if you know what a troll is.
Just what we see in the chat room every now and then.
Oh God! But
under the bridge trolls.
Yeah, under the bridge trolls, where they're waiting for that person to come across, and then they attack them. And they're in European mythology, French mythology, Native American mythology, and with all these different cultures that didn't really come into contact with each other at first, having that thing in common, you do have to take that into consideration and go, oh, okay, maybe they were real. And are they evil spirits? Or are they just pissed off Fae? Could be anything, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you had a sit-down discussion with any members of the Native American community?
Yes, actually. I just went the other weekend and met with some guys that came from the San Javier mission here in Arizona. And they want to speak to me about Wendigo and Yinatalushi, the skinwalkers.
Ooh. So they had some stories?
Yes, and they wanted to give me the accurate details of both these entities, because I've been working very hard towards the Native American aspect of things. I study Native American folklore. So a lot of the information I get stems from their folklore.
Cool.
And these people, these men I spoke to saw that, and I earned their respect by doing that. So they want to actually give me some information that I didn't have.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to bring somebody like that on the podcast, but those are the ones we really need to pay attention to because they have all the ancient knowledge still.
Oh, yeah, and they'll tell you so much stuff that make your head spin that you're going, well, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I was taking notes, man. You should have seen me. I had this big notebook. And I'm just scribbling down notes as I'm going, there's smoke coming up from the pen and paper because I'm writing so fast, trying to keep up. I'm like, hold on. How do you spell that? How do you spell that? How do you do this? Okay.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, those are the types of people that they probably love to talk to, the ones that are actually genuinely interested and not making fun of it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You don't want to make fun of these when you talk about cryptids with them, because to them, cryptids are part of their spiritual belief. It's very profound to them. It's all tied to their religion. It'd be like sitting down to talk to a Christian and making fun of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not something you want to do.
Yep. Wrong crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're just gonna sit there going, "Oh, wrong room, tough room."
Yeah. Did they happen to bring up the person that you talked to? Did they bring up? So I'm really interested in aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, they did say how there's visitors from the stars and visitors from the sky.
The sky people.
Yeah,
star people or.
So when they talk
people.
about that, they're very, very serious about it. It's not a joking matter to them. And they'll tell you, that if you see these things, it's not a good thing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you see ETs?
That it's not a good thing, that, there's something bad that's going to happen. So.
Wow, that goes totally against, like, somebody like Chris Bledsoe, that he says that they're all positive. Like when you see a light being, it's a very positive thing that they're showing themselves to you.
I think it depends on what tribe you're speaking to. Yeah, because different tribes have different beliefs. So
in my head, I'm just like making a connection between, like, Chris Bledsoe's on the east side of the country, and the west side of the country has like Skinwalker Ranch, and he claims that that's like the negative side of what he's seeing. So I wonder if it has something to do with like a geographical difference.
I think it could. I think, that there's something about the regional variances that just, sometimes good things happen in one part of the country and terrible things happen in the other. And whatever part you live in, that's what you're grown up to believe in.
So I wonder if it has something to do with, like, when they say just manifest your own destiny. If people are if people in one area, like a family or something, has been brought up to think negatively about a certain type of cryptid or an animal, maybe that's just how that manifests. It manifests into a negative entity.
I would definitely support that. Yeah. That's what I've been thinking as well. So,
yeah.
And as a Dogman researcher, it's something I run into quite often, because Dogman has a very bad reputation with some people. It's really funny. It's kind of mind-blowing to sit down and talk to people, because people will tell you, "Oh, Dogman's evil. They're all killers." But Sasquatch is a cuddly giant. They're like the Wookiees from Star Wars. And I'm sitting there going, have you looked up the Native American oral traditions on Sasquatch? They've killed people. They'll take this personally, though. Some of these researchers will get so mad at you when you point out that Bigfoot doesn't have a sterling reputation. They get, like you're insulting their own family member. So it's a very interesting butting of heads. It's really something that you go, wow, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. Weird. Melissa says vortex, energy fields, and portals. Yeah.
I believe in all three of those. I really do.
Man, my mind's kind of blown right now.
Some of the more obscure cryptids, like Mothman and things like that, are coming from his portals and energy fields.
Yeah, Mothman's another strange one that I've just recently learned about.
Yeah, if you want to know,
always creep me out, man.
You want to know a lot about Mothman, you should talk to my girlfriend Ashley Hill. She will tell you everything there is to know about Mothman and then some.
Cool. Is Mothman the one that has like a bridge connection?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
West Virginia. Yeah, she'll tell you all about that. So if you ever want to, talk to her, I can send you her link on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's the Mothman. That's what we call her, is Mothman.
Mothman?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yep, I'm the Dogman and Wendigo guy, and then she's the Mothman, so we're a pretty good couple.
That's awesome. Sounds like a cool TV show or something.
It doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, we should have our own TV show. I'm plugging that right now. I'm going to go out there and say, give us our own TV show, people.
Yep. Mornings with Dogman and the Moth Lady. Mothman.
Right. Coffee
That's
with
cool.
Cryptids.
Yeah, coffee with cryptids. Spooky in the chat. I don't see him in here right now. He's been up all night moderating for Space Radio, but he wanted us to name our channel Pancakes and Woo.
That's awesome. That's a great name.
I thought that's pretty good.
That is a good name.
So it's still available unless he's taking it.
No, he definitely should jump on that. That's a good name. That's creative.
Mm-hmm. Pancakes and Woo with Spooky in the Morning.
There you go.
I could definitely subscribe to that one.
Yeah, that has a good catch. You'll get a ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So what are your favorite places to explore?
You know, I like going into caves and the riverbeds here in Arizona.
Ooh, caves.
Yeah, the caves here, though, they can be just terrifying, man. You get to a certain point, you stop and go, why did I come in here to begin with?
Yeah. I feel like I'd have the same reaction as like somebody that's afraid of heights, that's up way up in the air. I don't know. I just get like really, just thinking about that gives me like, I'm claustrophobic. Going into a cave.
Get very confined. I mean, like I'll go in a certain distance, but once it starts getting really narrow, that's when I go, yeah, nah, I'm going back, man. Because that's when your imagination kicks in. You know, and you're like, there's something hiding behind that corner right now. It's awfully dark, and I wouldn't know it's there until it sprung on me. So I'm turning back now.
Right.
I have a buddy that he has no fear of that stuff, man. I came up on a cave where we hunt out here. We don't have really big caves. I mean, we do, but where we're hunting, there's no real big ones.
Right.
This is one big enough for something to go in and live, and it's got a front and rear exit to it.
No kidding.
And I was like, yeah, we ain't messing with this. And he goes, no, just give me that 44 Magnum that I was carrying. And he took my handgun, my big handgun, and put a small flashlight in his mouth and crawled in there head first. And he said, if anything runs out the other side, shoot it. I was like, dude, you're a nut.
I would be afraid of that. If I had to crawl into a cave, I think that's when I'd be more terrified, because crawling, you're in such a prone position. You know, whereas if you can walk into a cave, at least you can walk back out. Crawling, though, no.
He crawled in there.
That's crazy, man.
Fearless, man.
Yeah, he's a madman, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't mess with caves like that. I don't want to crawl into one. If I can walk in there and see the back of it, I'll go do that. But I'm not going into one where I got to run a string to find my way back out.
Nope.
That's why I mainly stick to the riverbeds here, because at least, you know, you're out in the open, you know, and even if you take off to the branch offs, at least you're still out in the open. You can just follow the way back.
Yeah.
You know, there's not going to be any holes that you don't see. You're not going to fall a great distance and break every bone in your body, you know, but riverbeds are great. You know, the smaller hillsides, I actually like to go up there too, because the way the hills are arranged here in my town, you know, there's a lot of crevices that you can go in between, and you find these new places every day. You know, so if it makes for a great exploration, a great day out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have too many caves here in Michigan. We had some iron ore mines and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure those are all like, do not come in here. You might be
surprised, though. I think if you really went far out there, you might find stuff that you didn't know was there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a website for Michigan Cryptids or something like that, if there isn't.
I think there was a story with the Mothman in a mine, too. Someone said they trapped them in the mine, coal mine, maybe?
Yeah, TNT area.
Ooh.
So watch out for those mines, Chad.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay away from those, to be honest with you.
If you want, though, Chad, I can send you a list of Michigan cryptids just for you, man.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, if you want some good books to read, too, since you're from Michigan, Linda Godfrey's books, I'm telling you, she will open your eyes to things, my friend.
Linda Godfrey?
Well, if you hear of any cryptids other than the Fresno Nightcrawlers, dude, we got the worst one. It looks like Jim Henson made that cryptid.
Yeah, it looks like that guy's walking on stilts, doesn't it?
It looks like a Muppet.
It really does. I mean, it's weird, but it's still interesting nevertheless, though. I mean, it could be aliens, dude.
It could be. I can't say.
There's
another one that came out of Fresno, too, I think. I swear it looks like Mac and Me. It looks like that little alien walking through the camera.
Is that the one that dances?
I don't know if it's dancing.
Alien kind of like this little
it walks next to a car and out the driveway.
Yeah, it's just like a little chicken dance. It flaps its arms. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of that one. I saw that. I'm like, is that the dude from Harry Potter or something?
Yeah. So I said it looks like Mac and Me, the old movie.
Oh, God, I remember that movie. Man, that ages us, dude.
Yeah.
We're so old.
This movie's older than Chad, probably. Right around the same age.
I was born in '89, so yeah.
Oh wow, I was born in '80.
Okay, so yeah, so you're not old, man. Come on now.
See, I was born in '74. I'm pretty damn old.
We're getting there, Sonny. We're getting there.
Man, I did see that video, and I was going through the comments trying to get an answer. Like somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I made that back in high school. I made this video," but there's nobody in there that has any real answers. They're all just making jokes of it, and
Yep.
it's like you guys might be actually looking at a real alien right now.
You could be. That's the funny thing is one day we're going to get crystal clear video. It's going to be so, so clean and just so obvious. And people are going to be like, oh, that's a fake. That's a dude in a costume.
CGI.
Yeah, and it's going to go right under our radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ironic part.
I was just going to say, I think Skinny Bob is I think that's the real thing.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, unless somebody comes forward and says, hey, I made this and this is how I did it, and they show us how they did it, I'm not going to believe that somebody just, decided one night, oh, I'm going to do this with my kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, especially when there's like $250,000 on the line right now for anybody that can replicate the video or prove how it was made.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still up for grabs, so what's the...
You guys want to go ahead and try to recreate this and we can grab the money real quick?
Yeah, that'd be...
I don't think I could recreate
I don't think
that.
I could, man. I mean, I know I could. I know for a fact I couldn't.
We'd have to get Spielberg on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes all
That's
our
the
money.
only way you're going to come close.
Yeah, and there goes all our money.
Yeah, there goes all the funding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Down payment.
Brass was trying to get a real discussion going here.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not a
Oh no!
I can tell you how I don't think the Earth is flat. The Earth was flat.
Do I look flat to you?
My cat would have pushed everything off by now.
What's that?
My cat would have pushed everything off.
Oh. Everything would have been falling off by now.
Yep.
There's your answer, Brassel. Skinny Bob is fake. Unfortunately, the frame rate is too fast for the 40s cameras. Oh.
Really?
What about the government 40s cameras?
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah, Brassel. Come on now, give us some hope. Need a little bit of hope.
He's got to be shooting.
He's the one that they filmed the moon landing with.
What's up, Lynn Wallington? Good to see you in here this morning. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's I've never heard that before about the frame rate, but that's something cool to point out.
Do we know what kind of camera they were using though? I mean, if you know the brand and the model and model number, then I guess you could make a theory like that. But if you don't know, it's speculation and conjecture.
That's true. I still have hope.
I'm going to hold out hope until somebody proves it to me.
Yep. I was sad to see a special effects person debunk it. I want to see that. I want to see that because I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. If there's a link, definitely shoot me the link later on.
What I'm waiting to see now is that, what is it, TRB? That
TR3B?
There you go.
No.
TR3B.
The triangle craft?
Yeah, they're saying like if we didn't know about the other special ops type aircraft like stealth fighters and stuff, we didn't even know about those for 20 years. We seen them, but yeah, no one could ever explain them.
Yeah, they never came out with
bomber, the stealth bomber. Yeah, like that was just speculation until it was 20 years old before they said, yeah, that's ours or whatever, before they released the information on it.
Of course.
And I think that's how that new thing's going to be. In 20 years, we'll know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of pictures of something that nobody can really explain, of pyramids in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
Let me see if I can bring a couple of them up.
They just, the more stuff they release now, I'm just like, man, we had that back then. Mm-hmm. How come everyone didn't have that back then? You know, it's just
right?
some
That's a good question.
Yeah. So that's why I was like the video, that's what brought that into my mind. I was like, yeah, but now, all the stuff I'm seeing that they did have, that could be possible. They could have had better cameras back then. Just they had them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't tell us about them or
Yeah.
release them.
That's
Yeah.
quite possible. Yeah.
The weird thing about that TR3B is that there's like an actual patent filed on the Google Patents website.
Really?
For the anti-gravity triangle craft. Yeah.
There's a model kit out for it. I thought about buying it and putting it together.
Oh, is that what I'm getting for Christmas, Sonny?
So I can see what's inside there.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have. I actually, what was the company? The something model company came out with the Bob Lazar UFO.
Wasn't that Ertl that did that? AMT Ertl?
I know that company. They're the ones that make like the John Deere tractors and stuff, but I don't think that was the name of the company that made the
Polar Lights, maybe?
No, it was something modeling company.
Testers?
Yeah, is that it? Testers Modeling Company?
I think so.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, and I guess you can't find it now since his interview on Joe Rogan came out. But then because he mentioned it on that show, and ever since then they're either $30 million to buy one or you can't find them.
Interesting.
I think I've seen what you're talking about, but I haven't looked at it in a long time. If it's expensive now, it wasn't then. It was $40. Yeah, that's still expensive for a model.
It probably it'll end up being cheap again someday when they're like,
yeah. I don't know, man.
This thing.
I've spent more than $40 just building a model.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of money on model kits too, man. Some of those Polar Light retro ones. Oh wow, man, they'll cost a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Lynn. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you around.
Peace out, Lynn.
Yeah, Advocate Testers, I think it was.
Yep.
For sure.
Testers Rebel's a good one too, but Testers is a really good model company.
Revel made some really good Star Trek models back in the day.
I used to only build, the only thing I really built growing up was cars, model cars.
Oh, wow.
What's the other model? Is it Monogram or?
Yeah,
Monogram. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that brand either.
Mm-hmm. It's old school stuff.
It's old school muscle cars. That's I got a lot of those.
Hell yeah. Need to get back into those. Those were fun.
I stopped buying model kits and started sculpting my own.
Sculpting your own out of clay?
Out of resin. I actually do resin poles and make sculptures, and Oracles and Beyond has seen some of my artwork. It's on my Facebook page if you want to take a look.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
I make predators. I made some Sasquatch, Dogman, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Is it in an album?
No, it should just be on my page somewhere. I'm always posting stuff for people to look at.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I will check that out.
This is a very interesting discussion.
Do you have any, I was going to say, do you have any more personal stories about finding stuff out in the wild?
Nothing yet, but I mean, today's another day, so I might find some more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what you come up with today.
Yeah, I go out on a regular basis, if not every day, every other day. I try to get out there and really stay out there for at least 3, 4, 5 hours.
I want to get. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say I want to get in the habit of doing that, but the sky. I feel like I need to be staring at the sky more.
There you go. No, it's good to get out. I mean, that fresh air, the exercise, it's good for you. It's good for the soul.
Definitely can't hurt.
No. You get away from people too. You don't have the aggravation and the stress from other people. It's just you doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I'm pulling up a couple. Wow, man, you do some cool work on here.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can save this one. Yeah, you're gonna get me into wanting to do more modeling or working with more models. That'd be sweet. I haven't done that since I was a lot younger.
So there you go. I opened up your mind to cryptids and modeling. All right, dude, my day is accomplished.
That's it. I'm broke after today.
Hey, my day is a big score today, man. I'm happy.
So how much more are you gonna get any sleep before you head out there, or have you already been?
I slept pretty well last night, so I think I'm just gonna grab some more coffee, grab some breakfast, and get on out.
Man, well, then swing by and grab me then if you're that up and awake. I want to go.
I'd be jealous.
Hey, if you guys want to come, man, I'll swing by, pick you up.
Just got to grab the van.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably be out there maybe 4 or 5 hours today, maybe longer depending on the weather. We're supposed to get rain, but if we don't get rain, I'll stay out there for longer.
Hell yeah. Well, they have to keep us updated and see if you get any.
Oh, of course.
I'm
planning on doing a nighttime thing. I just don't want to do the nighttime investigation by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get some friends out here, then, I'll be like, yeah, let's go camping and do this, man. Let's get her done.
Get her done.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to find anything is actually getting out there and doing it.
Yes, exactly. See, you're catching on already, Chad. See, you know what's up.
Well, I gotta go, guys. You guys can take it from here.
Yeah.
I gotta go get ready for my Bigfoot encounter.
That's like I'm always telling people, though. If you really want to see a cryptid, you're not going to find it sitting behind your computer.
That's right.
You got to get out there. You got to get into the woods. Be prepared, but get out there and really look and know what to look for. Know the signs. Know the sounds, the smells. Get out there. That's how you're going to see it. You're not going to see it sitting in your home. It's never going to happen that way. Dogman's not going to ring your doorbell and say, "Hi, I'm Dogman. Who are you?"
Yeah. Do you think it matters how much land, like say you have an area, like a small patch of woods, but it's just real small. Like, do you think it matters, or are they going to be in there no matter what?
I don't think it really matters. I think, that they will pass through smaller patches of woods. Are they going to stay there permanently? Probably not, but they will pass through. And if you're out there investigating, you might find some signs, a footprint. That's something great to see. You find that's a great find.
Yeah, if that's the only hiding spot too, Chad, there'll be something hiding in there.
Yeah.
If it's just a small patch of woods, there'll be something hiding in there.
Yep.
An animal or maybe a cryptid.
Yeah, it's really exciting though to find something like a footprint. So like for someone that's new to cryptozoology, to find a Bigfoot footprint or a Dogman footprint, it's a thrill. And that's why I'm telling people, go out there and look, man. Get out there, get your hands dirty.
Yeah, I was wondering that because I'm in a small farm town community,
and
I think there's 7,000 people that live here maybe, and then everything around us is just cornfields. But excuse me, but we do have a small patch of a wooded area with a river that runs through it.
Well, it might please you to know that Linda Godfrey has recorded a lot of sightings of Dogman in cornfields. She's got quite a few reports of that. So I mean, just because cornfields aren't woods doesn't mean they go in there, Chad.
Oh boy. Yeah, I got goosebumps when you said that.
Over the corn.
Yeah, because there's so many dirt roads that run through in between cornfields, and then there's wooded the sides of the road are wooded for a little ways. And
it's great cover. I mean, if they want to get from one patch of woods to the next without being seen, go through the cornfields.
Have you heard of anybody seeing them just cruising? Because now I want to just get in the truck and just go cruise slowly down these dirt roads. Have you ever heard of anybody seeing them like that?
Actually, there's quite a few stories in Linda Godfrey's books. In fact, one of the first Beast of Bray Road sightings was along a dirt road. Somebody was driving by, and on the side of the road, they saw this thing eating roadkill.
Oh.
And another person was he was picking up a deer carcass, and he threw the deer carcass into the back of his truck. He worked for the city. And as he got back in his truck and he was making the report, he felt something push on the back of his truck. And when he looked in the rearview mirror, there was this Dogman taking the deer from the back of his truck and just pulled it out.
Oh my God. That'd be crazy. You can have him. Have a good one. You can have him. It's all yours.
Another woman was driving home from work and she hit something. She said that she hit a black furry object, and she stopped. And as she got out of her car, she could hear the footprints of this thing. It had gotten up. The footprints were coming at her. It was chasing after
her. No thanks. No freaking thanks, man. I'm not getting out of the... I mean, I guess if you thought you hit a normal animal, I guess you would get out and it'd be your normal reaction. But man,
she had seen the dog's head, so I think she thought that she had hit a normal dog.
Oh, okay. And
being the good citizen, she was stopping to see if it was dead or injured. But when she saw it get up and heard the footprints, the footsteps of dum, 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 coming at her, she just got back in her car and drove off.
Man, that makes me want to just get off the podcast and go right into the dirt roads with the truck.
I encourage it. Take a camera, take a video camera.
There's another there's a biking path that's, I don't know, let me think. I think it's 8 miles. Unfortunately, it's paved. I wish they never would have done that.
You know what? A lot of people like to believe that because it's paved, they won't cross those roads.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true. So many truckers see Bigfoot crossing the road on the paved highways. You know, there was a report of Goatman in Tucson, not too far from me, right along the highway. So,
wow,
because there's people there.
Yeah, and
you'll
being
see
a hunter. And being a hunter, I'm a firm believer in animals or whatever it is, either animals and us. We take the least path of resistance. So we take the easiest route, which is usually a road, dirt road or street or That's why you're going to see them on trails, is because they're just like us. They don't want to fight through all that brush.
Exactly.
There's a trail, they're going to take it.
Mm-hmm. I encourage you, Chad. If you want to get out there, man, I'll let you know what you need to get.
Yeah, I'm getting more interested as the minutes go on here.
I'm going to answer this question from Melissa real quick. I haven't seen Glimmerman just yet. I spoke to a friend who's seen Glimmerman, though. It's not something I would want to see. The Glimmerman reminds me of the Predator. You know how when the Predator cloaks, he kind of shimmers and he has that heat wave kind of look?
I was going to say, like the heat that you see on the roads.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the illusions that you see. And Glimmerman looks like that. I've not experienced that yet. I'm not sure I want to either, though.
Huh. Yeah, I've heard of Glimmerman, but I didn't know it's like a kind of like an in and out of this dimension type thing.
Some people report that when they see Glimmerman, the eyes will light up like they do in the Predator, where they flash yellow real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to wonder if that's maybe our military messing with us. Maybe they're using some kind of camouflage.
Or I've heard of like red eyes. What?
See, I think in that case, that's more of an entity, like I was explaining earlier.
Okay.
I think that's more of an entity. That's why it has that little like wavering look, because it's coming in and out of our dimension. It's moving between the realms, if you will.
Okay. Makes sense.
Brassel, yes. Actually, as far as weapons go, there is a subspecies of Bigfoot called the Genosqua. And they were up in Canada. These guys used to roll in sap and mud and then roll in river rocks to create a kind of armor for themselves. So when they used to raid the villages of the Algonquin people back in the day, they would use arrows, and the flint arrowheads would bounce off the rocks. So they actually did have body armor.
That is interesting.
And as far as shelters go, I think that some people do find Bigfoot shelters. Those are the big, structures made from the trees all bunched together. I think those might be little things that Bigfoot dig in overnight.
Man, you've got to be the most knowledgeable person I could possibly have on at this time of the day. I'm learning so much. It's awesome. So cool. I don't know if I have ever researched anything in my life that much where I could just start naming off stuff off the top of my head. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us, man.
It's my pleasure.
Most people, you say, yeah, we're 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern. They're like, you realize that's 5 where I'm at.
Oh, no. Doing Oracle's asked me, man. I was like, oh, heck yeah, dude. I'm going to be up doing Dogman research anyway, so I'm game.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, and it gets you ready for what you're going out to do today, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says I'm looking scared. That's because as he's talking about this, I'm picturing the places I just came across this year hunting. And I wanted to go back and take pictures of these trees that are ripped out of the ground, and they're not just leaning against each other. They're ripped out of the ground and carried over like 100 feet to 50 feet because there's 3 different ones. They're big pine trees, like 50-foot tall pine trees.
Oh, you got something going on there, buddy.
Yeah, and I want to go back and take pictures, and then I got snowed out, and I couldn't get back in there. Then I broke the truck, so the truck's still broke.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, yep.
I've found some similar stuff to that in my area, too. And what's weird is there's pine trees in this riverbed that I research, but there's no pine trees around. So where are these pine trees coming from? It's like they're carrying pine trees from the closest mountains. And I'm like, how far are they carrying these damn pine trees, dude?
Yeah, and why? Like, you ever heard of why they would Just rip a tree out of the ground like that?
Some people believe it's to make like barricades or hunting blinds. They'll make, you know, little shelters where they lie in wait for their prey when they corral the prey there.
Okay.
You know, so when I see stuff like that, I'm going, oh man, am I the prey?
Right.
This
that
just
makes
looks
sense.
like it looks like they were making a teepee. It's 3 big trees. It looks like the frame of a teepee, but it's not finished.
Yeah, some people believe too that's their way of communicating with each other. You know, that like different structures say different things to Sasquatch that might pass through the area.
Yeah.
Which I think that could be possible too.
Yeah, Brian Bland definitely brought that up, that they leave messages for him specifically with like a on the ground as the what was the X for, Sonny? Is that like man and Bigfoot friendship?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
The A was for Ari.
Yeah, Ari, the Ari clan.
Leader. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
for him, that's what that means.
Right.
It can mean something different to all of us, but that's how they communicate with him.
Yeah. I was just going to say
that's what
that.
he said.
Yeah. It's the way that he interprets it himself.
See,
Yeah.
I like that though. I like when somebody can open their mind enough though to actually interpret something like that, and they just overlook it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that takes a very unique mind, a very brilliant mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just very open. Like he, I don't know. Talking to him, he's just like a very peaceful person.
Very cool. Very nice. That's the best way to be, man. Especially nowadays. Too much negativity in this world.
I'd love to hear you on that show too, the Pork and Beans show. Man, to have him come on with you, but yeah, I'm sure you guys could talk for 3 hours probably.
I'm sure we could probably all day.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Well, all right, gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, man, because you're heading out for an adventure. So
yes, I am, and I will post pictures both on Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys want to see what I'm up to,
awesome. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks so much for having me on, though, Chad. Sonny, I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure and honor.
Yeah, no problem. Oh,
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. This was awesome. It was nice to meet you.
Thoroughly enjoyed this. You guys behave, okay?
Oh, you too, buddy.
All right, I'll see you guys around. Take care, everybody.
See you, Ryan.
Bye.
Man, I meant to have that scrolling the entire time during the podcast, but if you guys like what you heard here today, please go to Ryan's YouTube channel. It's Whisper to a Scream Cryptids podcast. Actually, I'll stop it from ticking. I'll just post it like this. So it's called A Whisper to a Scream Cryptids podcast. It's on YouTube. Please go to his channel. He's got to be one of the most knowledgeable people I've ever met. Yeah, that was really cool. Gotta have him back on. I just keep thinking of different guests to have.
I'd have kept him on here. Just.
Yep, you would have been like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Are you trying to leave already, buddy?
I know now that I've seen that video. Every time I go hunting, I'm not just hunting anymore. Now I'm Bigfoot hunting and I'm hunting deer. So it's
the one with the one crawling up the mountainside. Yeah,
I just want to see what it is. I'll be honest. I don't know what it is, but if there's anything that big out there, I want to see it because there's nothing in California that's that size that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if I would have been in Montana, I would have said, yeah, that could be a bear, but not here. Not here. It's impossible.
Yeah, since you guys killed them all the big bears.
There's no grizzlies left here. It might be our state animal, but don't exist here no more.
Guys done killed them all off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brassel, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, what? 2 hours? Yeah, Ryan was awesome. I want to hear him with, I just keep wanting to hear him with Brian Bland from Pork and Beans. It'd be a good conversation.
I don't know. Him and Eddie's going to be a good one.
Yes.
That's the one I'm waiting for now.
Be a good one for sure.
We can just have them both on here and sit back and watch.
Malou, did you send those to where'd you send those to? Gmail? Let me see. Sending me some pictures. Temporary error. Gmail's down? Oh, it says my account's unavailable. What in the world? I've never seen that in my life.
See. It's because of all the stuff you've been sending.
Oh, there it goes. It just came back up. That was weird. My account was unavailable for a second.
That's
Fell out of
because
my
the
chair.
government was in your email. Can't have two people in there at the same time. They had to sign out
Hey,
real quick.
that's not a bad idea. That might be true, man.
Oh, he's trying to get in. Log out. Hurry up.
Yeah, he's gonna catch us. Damn it. Chad Smith podcast. Let's see what you sent me here.
They're saying everything that all the watchers are saying. What the hell is he doing in his email right now? He's supposed to be live on. They never thought you were going to get on there, Chad.
Nope. They had no. Yeah, they
Sneak
had.
attack.
They had no confidence in me. Well, now it's saying, oh my god, somebody's definitely hacking into my account or something. There we go. Nope. It's trying to put me in my personal Gmail. ChadSmithPodcast@gmail.com. Let me in. It's my account, man.
You can't get in. Fat banded you from Google.
I think he did. Protect
Made
your
him
account.
wrong.
Confirm. Come on, man. Let me in here. And then I have no emails. Okay. So it's not in my email. Where'd she say she sent it to me?
Eddie said he's coming back too.
Eddie's coming back? What, on our
Yeah.
podcast?
Yep, he's gonna finish up his abduction story.
Oh, sweet.
I think that's
Oh,
what
yeah, I
that
still have to
said.
finish up.
Yeah.
Well, come on, man. We got another hour.
Yep. Get on here, Eddie. What are you doing? Quit stalling.
Oh, I just saw Fap's comment. Google made me a mod. Thanks a lot, Obama. That's what Brass was blaming it on Obama. I missed that. Thanks a lot, Obama. Jeez. Let's see here. What else is everybody saying? I'm missing the chat. It's Fap and Obama. Man, if you got those two working on it, the odds are definitely against you. Malou, I think I'm missing your comments. Smokes on the bus and the man, but the smokes. I don't know what that means. I'm sure she already told me where she sent me messages. Maybe it's on Facebook. Oh, yep, it is on Facebook. Whoa. We don't have trees like that here. Save image as... Download. Save. Save this one. You guys are
Trees
listening.
you talking about, Chad? We got
Oh,
trees
I'll
like
show
that
you.
everywhere.
I'll show you here in a second. You guys are listening to riveting radio right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't let me.
What?
Oh, it's because I'm trying to add a video clip and it's not a video. Hold on one second. It's these two right here. Look at that. Those trees are strange looking.
Those trees are cut down with suckers growing out of the top of them, Chad.
Oh. Oh. What did she say about these? Anything? Nope. Malou, I'm sorry. I'm not following your conversation. I can't remember what.
There's the
I mean-
firewood stacks behind them from where they cut them down.
She's showing me a bunch of books, too. I don't know what the books are for. I'm really bad at multitasking. I'm not like Dave Scott. He's a genius at it.
There was a big pile of Bigfoot poop in that picture you missed.
Bigfoot poop?
I'm joking.
Man, he's got me thinking too much about these damn bipedal crocodiles. Holy smokes. I can just imagine. Hey. I can just see him in my head.
I'm trying to think. There was a crocodile cartoon character, and I think it was from... Oh, man. What's the name of those cartoons? Hanna-Barbera
Hmm.
cartoons. I think that's where it was from.
Here's a crocodile.
Yeah, back from like the Grape Ape days and stuff like that. Those cartoons were before my time, so I know they're old ones. Yeah, I think that's what that was. But yeah, that's what I pictured when he was talking about that crocodile walking around on two little short legs, standing up.
Hey, Oracles, I'm posting the StreamYard link in the chat if you want to come on and hang out with us. You did a really good job getting us Ryan today. That was awesome. For anyone that doesn't know, Oracles from Cassie from Oracles is my official, unofficial booking agent. She's pretty much got, well, she has all of this month, obviously all filled up, and half of January. So we really appreciate her her efforts there to help out the channel. Sonny, what about the tail? How the F does a crocodile walk on 2 feet? Oh,
It was dragging it behind it. In the cartoon, anyway. He still had a tail.
Oh, we got 2 at the same time. 2 for the price of 1. What's up, Brassel?
Well, okay.
I thought your camera was frozen with your smile for a second.
Oh.
Well, thanks for all the questions you were asking in the chat. That helped out with the conversation.
Oh, for sure. Don't be offended if I walk away for a moment at a time. I'm at my front desk hotel job here.
We're used to you just ignoring us every now and then.
Yeah. Blasting out a screen.
My abduction involving a hybrid project will be told to Chad and Sonny. Horrifying. Ooh,
Might
man.
even,
I wanna
we need
get that
guest
one.
for the show. I've been sick all week, so I haven't booked anybody for Friday. Another Friday where I didn't book someone. We're in trouble.
Cassie.
Yep, Cassie.
I can loan out my booking agent to you, Sonny, if you need some help. She's pretty good at what she does.
Get
You need
Bigfoot and
somebody-
on. We'll
You
get
need somebody
Bigfoot
for
and on.
Friday? You don't have
Yeah.
anybody yet?
Yeah, Bigfoot and on would be a good one. I think. No, is
You
he
know,
coming
he
on
go,
here, right?
yeah.
Okay.
You know, he'd still come on there, though. You
No,
know, he has a million things to say.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Nick Hunter podcast? He does UFO Chronicles.
No.
Might want to check him out too. He's got a lot of episodes, a lot of interesting stories and guests.
Oh, she wanted me to see the snow, Melissa. Okay. I'm still confused as to why she wanted me to see the snow, though. I'm so bad at following conversations in the chat.
Timmy.
Guess Malou wanted me to see the snow.
Sonny, I was going to ask you that croc walking on 2 feet. How is that possible? Does he tuck his tail in? I don't understand.
In the cartoon, just dragging behind him.
Oh shit! I thought
got a
we were
hat
talking
on and
about the
everything.
real life thing.
No. It was so I said it was Hanna-Barbera cartoon, if I remember right.
Okay.
One of those characters. That's what I pictured when that guy said bipedal crocodile. I was like, oh, or bipedal lizard or whatever.
I'm like
I was
that.
thinking, oh,
that
no.
thing's got to have some long legs.
It had short legs, just tail dragging behind it in the cartoon. It's funny.
Oh, I see. It could be something like, I just searched for it real quick. It could be something like this, where it's still bipedal, but it's still kind of horizontal.
Okay. That makes sense.
Man, I just would not want that sumbitch coming after me.
It's a
I would
dinosaur.
leash one of those up and teach him some obedience.
Hey, there you go.
Mhm.
See, it
I
takes a
love
village,
lizards.
man. It takes a
Yeah,
village.
you teach him how to listen, and I'll teach him how to be mean.
Sonny's like, I'll teach him how to shut the hell up, forcefully.
With a stick.
Chad, I don't know if you saw that video I posted on my Facebook while this puppy's going into the sleeping bag.
The puppy's going into what?
I was teaching my clients puppies to go into a sleeping bag because they're going on some winter trip where it's hella cold.
Wow. You can teach them to go into the sleeping bag?
Yep, we figured it out.
Wow. I've never thought about that aspect of your job. Like, people just come to you and be like, I want my dog to do this.
Oh, dude, people request. I mean, I can't do everything. Obviously, I'm not that good, but it's like, yeah, I get some weird requests here and there. I'm like, you know what? Let's try it.
My aunt, I was living with my aunt and my cousin for a few years, and we got this dog, and he would always like grab toys out of the box and he wouldn't just play with one toy. He'd have all of his toys all out at the same time. And she wanted to train him. There's a really funny video of him trying to be trained on putting all of his toys back in the box. And she'd always be like, put your toys in the box. Put them back in the box. Put them back in the box. And we could never get him to do it. But trying to get him to do it was the funniest thing ever.
You've seen that video of my dog saying I love you. If you notice his balls in his food bowl, it's because I tell him, get your ball, put it in the damn food bowl, because I step on it.
Oh, really? So he knows how to put it back in there?
Oh, it stays in there constantly. You'll see him look at Holly, too, in that video. Like, he's going to growl at her because she's getting too close to that bowl. That's where his ball is. You don't want no one touching it. But yeah, you can teach him anything. I came out one day. He's always got balls all over the yard outside. Mm-hmm. And if he has too many, he'll fill up the food bowl. I came out one day, had taken like 5 balls. Tennis balls is what he uses. Mm-hmm. Put them in his water bowl. And then I had 2-into-1 exhaust, not hooker exhaust, but what was it, thunder header on my Harley. And so it was 2-into-1. So one part where the 2 pipes came together, he had lined wet tennis balls up in that crease perfectly. I came in and yelled at my kids. I was like, who the hell put these wet tennis balls on? Because there was just water all dripped down the chrome and muddy, dirty water. And they were like, Dad, we didn't do that. So I got mad and I threw them all out in the yard. Not even 30 minutes later, they were all back there, stuck back in the water and back on my bike. It was my dog. He was lying. He found a new spot to put them. I had to yell at him and tell him, you put them in the bowl. So, yeah. But yeah, they'll do just about anything you train them to do, I think. Yeah. Now, how'd you get them to go in them bags and want to stay in there, Brazel?
So we have a command called place. It's basically like go to your bed. So I've already taught them that. So we just had to basically transfer it to a different object. Took about maybe half an hour.
Yeah. I used to feel bad about putting dogs in anything, especially kennels, until I seen 2 dogs fighting. Basically, when you tell them kennel, these dogs will fight each other to get in that kennel. They want to be in there. They get so excited to go in this kennel.
I always felt bad about putting them in there for, like, when you have to leave the house or something when it's a puppy.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Am I giving feedback?
Say that again, Cassie?
Am I giving feedback?
Nope.
Yeah, it probably sounds weird putting dogs in a sleeping bag, but they're my client's going to some lake on Christmas. It's gonna be hella cold, so they want them to stay warm.
That's sweet.
I have the weenie dog, and they're burrowers. You can't keep him out of the covers. He's burrowed in the bottom of every sleeping bag I've ever put out.
One of these guys is a weenie.
Oh yeah, they love it. Then that's their habitat. I think they want to be in there. He gets under so many covers. I'm worried he's going to suffocate. He likes it in there.
Oh. I got to pull up this picture that Melissa sent me. This time it's appropriate for all eyes. That's a puck wedgie. Puck wedgie.
Yep. That's like a gnome.
It's cute.
Look at his fingers. Hey, he's got the same amount of fingers as an alien has. Is that ironic?
Is that real?
God, I hope not. I think that's just a doll. Hopefully.
Oh.
Dear God.
Who gets to choose the names for these things?
Yeah, really. Puckwudgie? Puckwudgie.
Aquatic.
Sounds like an Indian name. That.
Is Thin Lizzie in here?
There
Yeah,
she
she is.
is.
She's right there.
Such a weird thing.
Oh yeah.
That's right, Thin Lizzie.
Happy birthday, Thin Lizzie.
Happy birthday.
Hey, if you got a bunch of happy birthday birthday candles from Eddie Haskell, that's a good enough gift right there.
What show was Eddie on again?
This
Are
one,
we allowed-
Chad Smith podcast.
We're allowed to say that or not? I forgot.
Yeah, he was on this one. Man, it feels like it was just last week.
No, I meant wasn't he in a television show or something?
Oh yeah, Eddie Haskell was a character on Leave It to Beaver, I think.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Leave
you
It to
didn't know
Beaver.
who? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm not trying to blow him up, you know.
Eddie Haskell was Wally's best friend on Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver's older brother, Wally.
Yeah, he told us that if he were to use his real name, we'd have alphabet agencies knocking on the door, so he has to go by that name.
Sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, the email he sent me was very serious. He's like, here's some information that you cannot share. I'm like, okay. I'm going to have to get used to these emails.
That's cool, though. Got celebrities.
Yeah, very cool. I appreciate him trusting us to hang out with us, because it was probably my favorite episode.
I was pretty stoked that we got Preston that quickly, because Preston's like my number one.
Yeah, that was Josh's doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Josh.
I like
can get
Preston because it's not like, I don't know, some of these people make it about them. Preston, it's never about him. It's always about the stories and the subject. He's very humble.
Yeah, very, very humble. And it all comes from here, too. He'll sit there for 3 hours, and it all comes from his head. It's like, holy smokes, dude.
Yeah, some people can remember like dates and locations and all that stuff like amazingly. He's one of them. So.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what it is, what today is. I'd have to look. I always have to look at the calendar. Before I do this podcast, I have to write down on the script. It's 12/23/21.
I feel like it's perpetually 2020, but that's just because my life hasn't really changed yet. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys. Maybe you guys are doing good, but shit has not changed for me in 2 years.
Yeah, as far as like, is the hotel business pretty busy right now or no?
Kinda, but I should be doing full-time dog training. I shouldn't have to be here.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Every dog I trained, I wouldn't want to get rid of it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to give it back.
to them. What's funny is when they start listening to me better than their parents.
Yeah, really.
That happens. I
It
had
seems
a
like
lady
that would
ask
always
me if I
happen.
could teach her dog to say "I love you," and I told her I don't know, man. It's the dog. My dog can just talk. He can say "I love you." He can say no. He can say "I know," and he can say "asshole." And it's not just when you tell him to. Like if I'm going in the house and he don't want me to go, it's "I love you" over and over. I love you. Like don't go, and take his ball away out of that food bowl and. Yeah, that's her litter of pups right now.
Oh, the big old group of puppos. Nice.
What kind of dogs are they, Brazel? Tell her.
Fuck, that's hard to tell from here. Pitties?
That's what I told her. I see that they're either boxers or pits mixed with that dog.
Think all babies and puppies look the same.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Brass is like, future work, future jobs. That's funny.
I know having those two Queenslands and the weenie dog and watching 3 dogs pack up, man, they can do some damage. When you have a 3-dog pack, that's I don't understand how they even take care of the sleigh teams now. It's hard enough to get 3 dogs called off of somebody or something. I don't know how they do it with an 8. Whatever they run on those teams.
You guys all ready for Christmas?
Nope.
Oh, no.
I mean, I guess I'm as ready as I'm going to be, but all of a sudden, Christmas is
I'm
here.
always late and buying gifts last minute. Can never.
Me
I'm
too.
always like, I'll do it in November this year, and it never happens.
it seems like every year I'm always like, okay, it's December right now. You've got 12 months. You can do this. And then it's always the exact same as you. It's like, well, the stores are closed tomorrow, so I have to go today.
And I got one paycheck to use.
Yep, same way.
Well,
Like,
I am the gift.
There you go.
There you go.
I was gonna say my way of weaseling out of it is cooking some Ramsay status food. So I'll get like a couple fillets for me and my dad, and a nice piece of salmon. Whip that up.
Good enough. Definitely good enough. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to use Cassie's Oracle cards that she bought me, and I'll just have to give everybody a reading. That'll be their gift.
That's awesome. That's the best. Do it.
Okay.
People love it.
And if they have anything bad to say about it, I'll be like, what are you, just materialistic or something? What the hell?
Does it come with a gift receipt?
Yeah, I got your receipt right here. Take this to the bank.
I think people will love it.
I hope so, because it's all they're getting. Spent too much on microphones and computers. But next year, when I'm Joe Rogan status, dividends will be paid out.
That's right.
If you invest in the podcast, I'll remember that.
Once we start making more than Joe, we'll even hire Jamie for reals.
Oh, man. I can see you stealing Jamie from Rogan.
Still Jamie. Yep. Hey, come over here, sit in the shop, instead of the front of a bus. You ain't having fun at Rogan's show.
Yeah, you're not having fun over there. He gets all those boring guests, man. You want to
Man,
come over here.
Even the bodyguards get recliners on Chop Shop.
That's right.
Come over here, man.
Young Jamie will have his own massaging chair.
I thought Rogan was really mean to Tom DeLonge.
I
Was
don't
he?
remember if I heard that episode, but I did hear that he was kind of being a dick to him.
He was being a dick.
Oh, no. Lavina Dick.
I mean, I like Rogan, but yeah, kind of
Yeah.
butt heads on some stuff with that guy.
I really liked his interview with Bob Lazar.
My favorite one would be Milo Yiannopoulos.
I didn't hear that one. What's that one?
He was like back when like Trump was starting to run. He was like a big troll on the internet, going against all the lefties and everything.
Oh, okay.
He got canceled pretty hard.
Canceled real hard. Fap says my salary's too high for Chad to pay me and still buy gifts. Yeah, dude. Yep. The wrenches take all my money from me. Paying you guys to be here is very expensive. I mean, what it really is that Dave pays you so much that when you come over here, you're like, well, Dave pays me this much, so if you really want me here, you gotta pay me what Dave pays. Bastard.
This is like SOR uncensored.
Yeah,
SOR uncensored.
sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if we're going to get in trouble. We're going to get the call from Papa Dave. Boys are getting a little out of hand over there.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Tighten
shut
up
mine
the
down
reins.
last night. You guys, I had Simon Wells on mine last night.
Get the...
You
Oh, he's
did?
in trouble. He's in so much trouble.
Where's he
he was on
been?
my-
Oh,
I had to
no.
shut it down. It was bad.
Wait, why'd you have to shut it down?
Oh, he was okay. It was just getting pretty nasty.
Oh, really?
It was getting real nasty.
You gotta tell him to calm down sometimes. You just gotta tell him.
He's a big guy.
He's a big
Well,
guy,
what
but he's
he
got...
says
Tell him
is
as much as
not
ask him.
good, but
He's a mountain of a man.
he was trying to talk about taking it out and measuring it. It's like, okay,
Oh,
okay,
man.
go.
Oh,
Ought to
boy.
put him live. Ought to put him live
Oh my gosh.
on the big screen.
Wait, he was in the chat room or he was on
Well,
your...
no, I let him on panel.
Oh. Yeah, I think he's a good dude. He's got a big heart. Sometimes you might have to just remind him every now and then, like, hey.
Well, I tried, but he was pretty gone.
Yeah, you're just
Wow.
gonna tell him, hey, remember we're live. You don't put that little thing on here. Ain't no taking it back.
I
Ain't no
told
backsies
you.
on this one.
It might have been a little bit of liquid courage, man. Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll let him
man.
slide. Let him slide.
That's Simon Wales.
We're not going to let him slide, but we'll let him slide.
Well, he wanted to. Not with me.
Simon, we love you, dude.
I've been telling him to get his ass on the chop shop. I get sick and he pops up on someone else's channel.
It got wild.
He'd go on the chop shop, fit right in.
Yes, he would.
I've never seen this name before. Insane awesome. Hey, you are a first-time commenter from our Twitch channel, so I appreciate you being here. Thank you. May our holiday smiles grow while we're sampling yellow snow. That's what Ryan's gonna do today if he runs into any yellow snow when he's out on his adventure. Core samples. Yep. So now it's
one of those I use, and that's put it in your keister for Easter. I don't have none for Christmas. It's usually on one of the eggs that are colored somewhere. It's written in there.
My
fresh.
My signature one is "Take It Sleazy."
Take it sleazy.
Love that.
That's a good one. I like Big Willie's peace, love, and taco grease. But every time he says it, it makes me want tacos.
Yeah.
Me too.
50% of my recent Taco Bell purchases are directly related to him letting me know that he's eating tacos.
I think he lives walking distance from a Taco Bell.
Oh,
I'm
is
gonna
it him?
say something that's gonna upset probably everybody, but I don't really eat tacos or burritos.
Like not even homemade ones?
That's okay. So if someone makes them fresh, homemade, yes.
Okay.
But that's, anything fresh, homemade is fucking delicious.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if you had a problem with homemade ones, man, we'd have to really evaluate our friendship.
Problem is I live in California and it's literally the only food out here, so I'm so tired of it.
Oh, okay, just sick of it.
Yeah, I was born in Connecticut where it was only like Italian food and Asian food, and then I moved out here and it's just taco.
Man, what made you go from one side of the country to the other?
My dad, I guess one winter we got snowed in. He's like, "Fuck this, we're moving to San Diego."
Wow, huge difference.
It was,
That's awesome.
Oh man, I miss San Diego so much. Now I'm up here in Northern California. It's not even like California at all. Just a second. Yep.
Yeah, Northern California is, you might as well be in Oregon, Chad. It's just like it. If he's that far north.
Oh, Northern California is that way?
Yep, when you cross into Oregon, there's no difference. You're not, you can't
okay.
tell. It's been the same for 100 miles.
Huh. Yeah, people just assume, like, when they hear that you're in California, they just assume that you're surfing on the beach.
A surfer, a rapper, or a movie star.
Yep. Or one of those guys in the tents.
And the
There's a lot
tacos
of
in
those.
LA.
There's a lot of tent people right now.
It's bad, dude. It's real bad.
That's what Rogan was saying, too.
It's bad here like that, too.
Really?
Dude, they
think
live
it's
on the
the-
side of the freeways now. They actually dig. You know how the freeway goes down sometimes and you got the sides of your freeways out here? They dig up the hill. They'll dig that shit flat right here and put a tent up there.
Damn.
They just live above the freeway. And I don't
Hanging at
mean
the grassy
one.
knoll?
There's a village. There'll be a village like that. Yeah.
Damn, how do you get pizza delivered?
It-
I'm in the Coleman 4-person.
Before they would just live under the overpass at the top on the cement.
Yeah.
They have a P.O. box.
Yeah, really, maybe they have a collective P.O. box.
I have seen the police go in there and run them out. That's horrible. Gathering
That's
up
terrible,
all that
man.
stuff. Only thing is, dude, they trash it up real good. They don't put their trash in a bag. It's not like they're grateful for staying there.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Eddie. Oh, man. Sweetly Morbid, good to see you. You're always
I
filling
just
the
had
chat with love.
something kind of awkward happen. Oftentimes, I'll have a person with a mask ask me, "What's the mask policy?" And I'm like, "Oh, shit." And they just wanted to know if they had to wear it or not. I'm like, "No, you're allowed to breathe. Please breathe if you want to."
If you want to.
I can't have your job. I'll be like, why, motherfucker, you sick? My policy is Motel 6 down the street if you are.
Dude, last week I fucking lit one up I thought I was gonna get fired,
Uh-oh.
but nope.
Oh, for talking too close to you or something?
No, I put a masker in his place because he was being a bully.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Gotta do what you want. I mean, this is America. If you want to wear one, put a mask on. If you don't,
Right.
I'll just not smell your breath. We'll be all good.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Masked up.
Masked
Now I
up.
don't have it. Now I'm safe.
Now you're safe
Yep. Perfectly safe now, buddy.
from yourself.
It's our new spacesuits. Now we can go into
Now we can go into space, man.
this is the Farts Academy spacesuit for Ben and Joe's.
Oh god, dude! I was listening to one of their episodes last night. Oh, it was their 1 year anniversary episode that they did, and they were talking about that. What were we just talking about?
To the Farts Academy
To the Farts Academy, yeah. They were talking
with the
about To the
actual
Farts Academy.
website and everything.
Yeah,
Good lord.
masturbation propulsion technology. They're talking about how to fly the UFOs and how they're powered. We figured it out.
Yep. Dude, those guys, man. Sometimes they come up with some stuff. It's just too funny.
Where did Oracles go? She just backed out and now she's in the chat room.
Yep. What happened, Cass?
What happened,
Internet
Cassie?
messing up.
It was kind of messing up on her last night. She played
She went to go book a guest for tomorrow night.
yeah, she's probably busy booking guests. Eddie, I have that list of 72 possible signs of alien abduction. Did you want me to bring that up now, or did you want to wait until you come on? I saw that you asked me that in the chat room.
72?
72 possible
Not like
signs of alien
10?
abduction. Not 70 or 75, but 72. Okay.
That seems like
Sleepwalking.
a lot. A lot of data points.
Yeah, sleepwalking is one of them. You wake up in a different place where you went to sleep and do not know how you got there.
Dude, I saw a sleepwalking video, some lady the other day where she was actually going out in the street and like doing weird shit. And I'm like, dude, what if she got in her car or something, you know, or would grabbed a kitchen knife or something? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Brazel, this is the part of the show where Chad kicks himself off every time, but he'll be right back. He does it almost every show, man. I love it. But yeah, sleepwalking and ended up in the streets. No joke. They need to put a deadbolt that locks both ways or something.
And she's like laughing about it. I'm like,
Oh no.
that's funny, but that seems unsafe.
Hi.
How's it going, Chad?
Hey,
Welcome
how's it
back.
going? Welcome back to the Chad Smith podcast, Chad Smith. It wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't
No.
take myself out of here at least
No,
once.
You don't kick yourself out. It's just not a normal show.
I swear I hit the exit on the Facebook
you
tab, not on the StreamYard tab.
Yeah.
Ah,
StreamYard.
happens every time.
That's good stuff, right
I'm
there.
not even mad about it, really. It has to happen each time now.
You just disappeared on Brazel. Was telling you a story, so I had to tell him at the end. Don't worry, this is a part of the show where Chad kicks himself off.
It happens every time. I can't
I
get
let
away
him know
from it.
you weren't being rude. It just happens.
As soon as I stopped hearing Brazel talking, I just shook my head and started laughing. I'm like, I did it again. Just took myself completely out of my own podcast.
Hey, we all started somewhere, you know.
Gotta start somewhere. Oh man, unreal.
That's all right. We kept it rolling.
That's what I figured. I just started laughing and shook my head. I'm like, well, I'm sure Sonny
Yeah.
is probably making fun of me right now.
That's when he said that lady sleptwalk out into the street and then was laughing about it. I was like, no, they need to put new deadbolts on her house or something where she can't get out.
Chain
Like
her
it
to the
don't.
bed.
Something.
Wait, she
Put a
was
shock
outside, and
collar
when
on
they
her?
saw her outside, she was laughing?
Yeah, like her Ring camera. She was showing the videos of her Ring footage. She was like literally out in the snow in the street, like playing out in her fucking yard.
No.
Oh no.
Was she dressed for the snow at least?
Pajamas,
Oh no, that's so dangerous, man.
no shoes.
She's dressed like Cassie.
Dude, think about just walking downstairs. That in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassie said earlier, I was like, you want to come
Put a
on here?
shock collar on her that activates at that front door. That'll wake her ass up.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to go outside and play in this. Nope.
317.
It's got to be okay. If they put them on dogs, you should be able to put it on a human.
What's that, a zapper?
Yeah.
Shock collar. I've
zapped myself. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I've zapped myself.
You got to just so they know so you know what they're going through.
I was hunting with a buddy one day, Chad, and we have 2 dogs that back then we had 2 labs that were trained for hunting, and this other guy came about 100 yards from us and was dove hunting too, and he shot a bird, and my buddy's dog went and got it and took it back to the guy and then sat down next to him, and we called her back over because she'll just hunt for it. She's trained to hunt. She'll do it for anybody.
Yeah.
And so we call the dog back over, and she does it like 3 more times. So on the 3rd time, on the way back to him, he turns the shock collar up. What was happening is he was shocking her, and it wasn't making contact. He thought it wasn't shocking her hard enough.
Yeah.
So he turned it all the way up. And when she got to that dude with that dove in her mouth and went to put it in his hand, he shocked the shit out of her with it. That dog did a complete front flip. Her head went over her ass, and she yelped like I've never heard her yelp before. That guy jumped back. He thought he got attacked. And I told my buddy, don't you ever shock that dog around me again. Unit? Huh?
A tens unit?
Tens unit?
Yeah.
So imagine that turned up to like 1,000. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I told him don't ever do that again. No,
Yeah,
he said he didn't know. He's never shocked him that hard. He said he thought it just wasn't working, so he turned it up to 10. That's all it goes up to, and
yeah,
it
you
made her flip over backwards. It hurt her so bad. Never seen anything
with those shockers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just abuse right there. That's terrible. That's bad.
And to be honest, that happens a lot
dogs
too.
Either he didn't know that was going to happen. That's not something that he's ever done before. I guarantee it. That my buddy's not like that.
Yeah.
I know he never did it again.
It happens by mistake quite often, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we don't even use the shocker. All you have to do is put the collar on them, and then they are 100% under control. You don't ever even have to take it out of your pocket. It's just once it goes on them, they know what to do.
My boy Kiko, I would just pull it out like that, look at him. He's like, oh shit.
That was enough, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's got one now that beeps and vibrates.
Yeah.
And just like I think she even told me that they've never used the shock thing. It's just like the vibration enough is enough where he's like, whoa, what was that? And like
the other
calms him
ones
down.
that they shock when they bark, I think that's torture. You should not.
No, people put those on and then leave for the day. It's like, what happens when that thing malfunctions?
Leave it on there forever. They leave it on there forever. That don't ever come off.
Oh, that's not right, man.
They say not to, but I think you should treat your dogs like your kids. Call me crazy.
And then they treat you like that. My dogs are so protective, man, and it's basically from loving them like that. I have to train them because they're so mean, and they're not mean to everybody. They're only mean to that person they know to be mean to. If it's someone bad. You don't come in the yard when my grandkids are out front. You'll get bit. You know, they know when to be mean. If
we got to
grandkids aren't out there,
our shock collars.
Yeah. I just use
just
commands. And then
Sonny,
if they don't listen, what's that?
I was just going to say, I say the word vibrates and the whole chat room goes crazy. Oracles and Melissa are both like,
all the women go crazy.
What does it do?
Now they all want a voice activated vibrating collar.
They're going to be on Amazon today. Vibrating collar. Cassie says, I'm in.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Black Dragon. Thanks for having our backs in here, man.
I mean, we can't really compete with that, you know?
Right. Ban those.
Yeah, it's now that's too good, so we're not good enough. See how this works, ladies?
These are banned to the sale of women. You must be a man to order these.
Sell them to them. I have more time to go hunting. That was true.
Whoa, that's true, Eddie. Grab a friend, then grab an electric fence. Only the friend will get shocked. It's an old
That is
gag.
true, Eddie. That does work.
Huh. Grab a friend, and then grab an electric fence.
Another fun game is to pee on the electric fence during the pulses. Because some of them pulsate. Merp,
Yeah.
merp. Grabbing a hold of it wasn't exciting enough between the pulses. You gamble with that pee stream.
Is this technically still woo that we're
Yes,
talking
this
about?
is woo. This is real woo now. This is stuff that I've done and
Deep
watched
woo.
people get zapped doing. But yeah, you can grab a hold of those fences. They don't kill you if you grab a hold of it, and you grab your hold of your buddy, and it shocks the shit out of him. You feel it go through you a little bit, but you don't get shocked. You just kind of feel it vibrate you, and that's it. All the pain goes into your buddy.
Weird.
It's messed up.
That's messed up, yeah.
And you can do it with like a chain of people. It's not just one person. You can do it with 4 or 5 people, and the guy at the end gets shocked. The other people stay okay.
It's
Yeah,
the
we
woo
used to-
we need.
We
It's
used
not
to
the
try
woo that you
stupid
want.
shit like that, guys.
Woo berries.
Woo berries. It's not the woo that you want. It's the woo that you need. Okay. A whole lot of woo. Oh, Eddie's making sure that I have this figured out first, so I don't get shocked. I have to grab the friend first, and then the fence.
That's actually super important.
It's
Yeah,
very
because-
important.
That's
you
pretty
grab
key
a
right
hold of
there.
it and let it shock you while you're grabbing your friend. It shocks the shit out of both of you.
If you grab the fence first, you might not have the chance to grab your buddy after that.
Yeah, good luck setting that up.
Watch this, man. Check this out.
Oh my
cool.
hand!
Cool trick, Chad. See you later, you idiot.
There's no Chad Smiths in the chat.
Yeah, we might have to fix that. Have to call out Chad Smith, see if he can hang out with us.
Yeah, who is Chad Smith in here?
Anybody in here, Chad Smith? I doubt it. He's probably sleeping. I guess I'll, did I drop the link? Yeah, I did. StreamYard link. Anybody else that want to come hang out with us? Thin Lizzie? Shady Smith is here. Slim Not So Shady, maybe.
Last night I had to refrain myself because on SOR they had that like astronaut rocket guy, and I'm just sitting here like, Earth is flat. Earth is flat. This is all lies.
Earth is flat. Earth is flat. That was funny. I can't believe I brought this up with him on here.
Wait, he really? Yo, you wanted to joke around with him, right, Brett?
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh my god, I'm really gonna pull this picture up. Here we go.
Dude, when the guy brought up the concave, when Big Willie had the flat Earth guy on his channel.
There he is.
Okay. When I said I could see the curvature of the Earth somewhat from the plane, and he said, "Well, the window's curved," I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
I know, I hate it.
Yes,
when...
they were. Yes, they
God,
were.
you can-
Damn it! So I couldn't dispute it because it actually could be an effect because the windows are curved; they're not flat. They were round
My
like-
GoPro camera puts. I mean, when I'm videoing myself in my jam room has a curve to it
Yeah.
because of the lens.
Yep.
What
do they
I
call
wanna
that?
know
Like
is
fisheye
how-
effect almost or something. Is that what that is?
Yeah,
what?
Fish
Oh yeah,
islands.
fish eye. Yeah.
Effect that gives that curved look or something.
Yeah.
How about when there's an astronaut in the same frame?
What do you mean?
Like it'll be an astronaut taking a selfie or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Earth is curved, but the astronaut's not. If it was a curved lens making the Earth round or curved, then the astronaut would be curved also.
There might be-
Superimposed.
There might be a curve. You just have to really zoom in on it. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe. We can't get into flat Earth theory. We'll go all day long. Flat Earth theory is actually masterful trolling. I've looked into their best theorists, and I think that's what it's about. I think they log off and laugh their asses off. Probably.
What was Willie saying the night that we were all on here and decided to go to NASA's channel when they kicked me off? What was he saying? Squat up? That was you and him, huh?
Yeah, squat up.
Yep. He went in there and wrote squat up. Everything was cool. And then I went in there and wrote the earth was flat. And they kicked me off. So then I wrote, is the earth round? And then I put, no, it's flat. And then they kicked me off. I couldn't comment no more. I was like, you son of a bitch.
That's enough joking. Of this guy.
Yep.
You know something's not questionable when you're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
I can think of something else that's kind of like that too.
Advocate. Yeah, I watched that video. It's kind of sad actually, but except for the guy who launched his own steam rocket, he was serious. Unfortunately, he was not serious enough about his parachute testing. Yeah, it's a kind of a sad video because he was a guy that was actually in search of it, and he
took one for the team.
Taking one for the team. Yep.
Like really taking one for the team.
Yep. Just because I don't believe it doesn't mean that I want people like that to fail or anything. Yeah. I still believe in the old pursuit of happiness or pursuit of truth or whatever you want to call it.
I'm just open to different kinds of woo. I mean, if we're supposed to believe people are getting taken and getting their bungholes probed, why is the shape of the earth so weird? I don't know. That's just me.
True. Yeah, I mean, nothing on this planet, nothing in this lifetime we can really throw out. Because it could all be an illusion. The biological matrix. As I heard on the Bledsoe Said So podcast. Check them out, please. Yeah.
I subbed to that channel, but I have to go and browse it.
First one you should listen to is the one they just uploaded.
What's it about?
It's Ryan interviewing his dad. Ryan Bledsoe interviewing Chris Sr. And Chris Sr. is the one that he's like the main dude in the family he's the main experiencer.
Right. Yeah, I don't know like thoroughly their story, but I'm a little bit familiar with it.
Yeah, Advocate, I agree with you. I respect people who look into things for themselves. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I definitely agree with those people a lot more and back them up a lot more than the people that are just sitting behind a keyboard and they're like, that's fake. That's fake.
I hate that shit.
It's like, yeah, but did you go out and look at it yourself, though?
Go back to watching Game of Thrones and football. Go away.
That's fake because my dad says it is. Okay.
You know what's weird, though? That UFO apathy. You guys familiar with that?
Mm-mm.
Where, like, it's happened to me. So basically, you could be in a group of people. One person sees the UFO, but nobody else does. Or, in my case, I was at work. I saw one. I brought two of my coworkers out, pointed it out in the sky, said, what the fuck is that? And they're just like, whatever. I'm going to go back inside.
So they saw what you were seeing, but they didn't care?
It was like beyond not caring. It was like they were like in not like a trance, but just like, whatever. I'm going to go back inside. And I'm like, that's not right.
That kind of reminds me of when Ben and Joe were in, where were they? They were in Arizona somewhere, and they both saw the same thing, but they didn't like make a big deal out of it, like you and I would if we saw a UFO. They were just like, "Oh, that thing's cool, man," and then they didn't talk about it until the episode of the podcast. They were in the middle of talking about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that was like that one time when we were in Arizona and we saw that one thing," and then Joe was like, dude, we've never even talked about that before. We never even talked about our experience before until just right now. So it was almost like they put them in a trance to just not even...
There's something that's with our perspective or our perception, whatever, that's being effed with.
Yeah.
Some sort of tech.
Huh. Yeah, there's something going on there. Melissa, Brassel, why wouldn't you just train cats? Cats are assholes. Seems like they need the training a little more. I totally agree with that. He would be busy for days.
I've had about 4 or 5 cats, but they were all really cool. I don't know.
Were they like the tiger-looking ones, tabby cats?
Nah, I had a black one, and black and white one. The other ones were like reddish color. But my black cat, he lived to be 20 years old.
Wow. That's a big cat.
Damn.
He was a good boy.
Eddie's backing you up.
I had a cat that was part lynx. The last cat I had, and he was trained just like the dogs almost.
I think you showed the picture of that one last time, yeah.
Yeah. That was a smart cat. I'm a firm believer now that I'm not ever getting another house cat. It has to be part lynx or bobcat. They think different.
I wouldn't mind having a Maine Coon, one of those big old kitties.
Yeah. It's like having a mountain lion in your house.
Yeah, I wish I had something like that. If I could train a dog like I do, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I
just remembered. Cat cryptids. There's a dog they, but there's no cat them.
Oh no.
I almost made you spit.
That would be what was that? There was a show back in the day when we were kids. The Thundercats. That's what they would look like.
There you go.
Oh man. How did you even form that sentence?
I think there's some people, if you look it up, Chad, that have turned themselves into lizards.
Yep.
And cats. If you look, they have face implants for the lizard guys, and dude looks like a lizard. His whole body's tattooed with scales.
Oh, weird.
And that dude probably still gets more dates than I do.
Oh man, he got them big ass things in his eyebrows, under his skin. He's pretty.
Man,
that's a creepy looking guy. And his teeth are filed down to fangs.
I've seen that. I've seen people do that before, where they file their teeth down.
You need to look that guy up. And there's a lady too that turned herself into a cat. She's tattooed.
The teeth thing that sends shivers down my spine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can't even imagine. Lizard man, huh? Okay, yep. I've seen this guy. He's got his whole face is tattooed blue. Let me see if I can get.
He's got like those things right here, like implants. Yeah, that guy's a weirdo.
He's just himself. That's all.
He's just himself. He just wants to be accepted.
What would Grandma think?
Just a weirdo to us. Yeah, Grandma thinks he's a weirdo.
Yeah. What would Graham think? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about your Graham, but my Graham would not. Oh, that's weird. I saved the picture and then StreamYard deleted it. They're like, you can't even look at something like that.
Obama.
It's a real lizard, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Yup.
The tongue and the teeth thing bug me. Anything else, like whatever, but oof.
Yeah, I forgot about the tongue. It was the teeth that stuck in my mind. I remember seeing his teeth. I was like, oh, because I got a good fang teeth, and I couldn't imagine having them all like that.
Dude, all that blue is like tattooed.
Looks like shit.
So like around his eyes, his eyelids had to be tattooed and everything?
Yes.
That had to have been... man.
And he's like an
accountant. Go back to that picture, Chad, and you pull that back up.
He's an accountant?
The most painful part was the inside of his ear right there. Oh, man. I bet that hurt so bad.
He works at J.G. Wentworth.
He's the other night manager.
He's the manager. Yeah, he's the manager at H&R Block.
Oh man,
you're the perfect color for this job.
He's definitely got to work at a zoo somewhere. If I owned a zoo, he would definitely be the guy that was taking care of the reptilian part of that zoo.
Oh, dude, I mean, that would be the perfect job for him. I would
just take his shit and wad it as soon as he brought his resume in and just throw it in the trash as soon as I see him and just tell him you're hired, dude.
Yep. The position's been filled. Everybody else can go home. We are hiring the lizard.
Get in this cage.
We're hiring the lizard for the lizard position.
Man, imagine losing your job to the lizard.
Man. Can you imagine walking through that exhibit and seeing that thing walking at you?
How'd your interview go today, honey? They hired a lizard man. Literally. The man is a lizard. He walks in the door, and I knew I was screwed.
Damn.
Damn it.
Rough.
Yep.
Oh, man. Conversations that happen after the serious interviews. Look into Egyptian history. Oh, dude, if I looked into Egyptian history, I'd be... Every time I do that, I
Look up the cat
go
lady
down a
now
rabbit hole.
and see
Look up
and
who?
see her, the cat lady. I think she has whiskers.
Cat lady.
Yeah, she's
you know
like
what?
that lizard guy. People go to some weird extremes sometimes.
Herself into
I-
a cat.
Man. Or like, have you ever heard of this? I think it was in Japan when they were doing saline donuts in people's foreheads. Oh my goodness, that was a funny trend,
I've seen a
dude.
lot of the Middle Eastern people doing that with their biceps and stuff.
No, in Japan, they were doing it in their foreheads, and as they're putting the saline in, the guy presses his thumb right here and just ejects saline, and then they just got this big ass donut in their forehead. They would get that done and go out. I think they were like that was part of their dress up. I don't get that.
Must be regional.
I just saw my face after I've been looking all this stuff up. Okay. I gotta pull these pictures up for you guys. This one and that one are both nightmare worthy. Open. Check this out.
No, I've never seen that.
Man.
What the fuck? Oh.
Hey, notice the design, like the tattoo design is the same as this dude.
What about the nose? Nose removal?
Let me see.
Oh my god, where'd the nose go?
Whoa.
Lip? Upper lip?
Whoa.
Where's his upper lip and his nose?
Talk about lip blade.
But you're just gonna leave your hair like that? Come on.
Yeah, really. They didn't have time to go to the barber after all
You
that
gotta
crap.
commit, bro. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Those teeth are something. Yeah, that upper lip is just okay.
Le purr, le crown. Oh.
Press is
Nope.
on the phone with the president.
Yep.
Hold for the president. Press was like,
Fuck that president. Gonna have to wrap it up here, gentlemen.
yeah, us too, probably. That's almost 3 hours.
It's always fun though.
Always fun, man. You gonna hang out with us tomorrow on the Chop Shop?
What time?
9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Pacific. That's about my bedtime, but I will try. And I definitely will have some tracks for you guys very soon here.
Oh, awesome, man.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's gonna be cool, man. Hey, thanks for coming on, dude.
Take it sleazy.
You too,
You
buddy.
too, buddy.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
You ain't getting no damn coke.
That's it. I'm putting myself back in the first position.
Quit kicking yourself out, you jackass. That shit was so funny. I just started laughing, dude.
Me
It looked
too.
Like I was laughing at him.
As soon as I stopped hearing him, I was just like, oh my god. Every single time. Can't get through a podcast without just taking myself right completely out of it. Spaghetti Lee, man. Good to see you, dude. I haven't been I am not avoiding you, I promise. I just keep forgetting. Do you still need some help with your podcast stuff? Or did somebody else help you? Chad Smith Podcast. Great show, man. Glad I stopped by. See you next time. Hey, Advocate. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. You contributed a lot to the chat. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we always have good guests on both channels. I mean, not guests, but good guests. But
yeah,
our chat, dude, our viewers are awesome.
Yeah, and we always get compliments too. Like, you guys have a really nice chat. Everyone's nice and polite to each other. You're not calling each other names, and it's because we got good wrenches.
Yep. Sometimes Melissa and Cass are a little dirty but that's
It's
extra
okay.
funny. It's
Yep.
extra funny.
It's your fault if you say
Running
vibrator in
around
the
naked
chat.
with a wrench.
Yep, running around naked with a wrench in the woods. We have our own cryptids here on the Chad Smith podcast. That'd be a funny logo.
Dancing in the moonlight.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of witches. They like to dance in the moonlight. What's up with that, Chad?
Gemma's trying to get me to do that. She's like, go outside completely naked,
I did it.
or in
and
your boxers, or whatever you
call
gotta
the
do.
cops. I did it, and the neighbors called the cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it, and next thing you know, Sony's out of bail money.
My back wasn't shaved. Told the cops it was a silverback gorilla. Cops didn't even come. Animal control showed up.
MUFON's at my door wanting to investigate a UFO sighting or an alien sighting. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on
Yep.
YouTube and Twitch. Make sure to check us out on Friday, Paranormal Chop Shop at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And hang out with us next Tuesday. Who do we have next Tuesday? Cassie, who's on next Tuesday? I think it is Bigfoot Anon, if I had to guess. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's Tuesday. Eddie
Who
has.
do you want to have on tomorrow? Give me a name so I can go get him.
Either
thinking of
Eddie
the same
Haskell. Either Eddie Haskell or Jim Goodall.
I was going to say Bob Lazar. and I'll
Oh
call
my God!
Jim.
If you can get by, that'd be so funny.
I would love to have Bob and Jim on at the same time.
Jim is probably the only one that could make that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'd be like, listen, these guys aren't going to make fun of you. They're on your team. Chad's got your signed blueprint hanging out in his living room framed. I don't know if I ever told you that. Did I tell you that?
No, but I'm going to find that UFO model you were talking about and build that sucker.
Yeah, I went to Bob Lazar's website. Josh Casey is calling me on Messenger. Bro, are you in the are you in the podcast right now? This will be funny.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Josh Casey, how's it going, buddy? You're on the podcast. Oh, he hung up.
Oh,
Probably heard me.
yep.
We're still live, bro.
Oh, shit. Well, maybe we'll hang out here for a minute and drop him a link. He might have
Yeah.
a good story. I know he messaged me the other day, and I've been worried about him. So if he can get on here, I'd feel a little more comfortable if I see him.
Who's that?
Josh
Oh.
sent me a message, and I haven't heard from him since.
Oh. I told him last night, I'm like, we need your podcast, dude. I'm so interested in hearing what your podcast is going to be like. Need to get
Yeah.
it going, get it fired up.
We might have to have him on tomorrow night.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. That'd be cool to have Josh on.
Mm-hmm. Get him.
Maybe we'll just have Chris Bledsoe Sr. on tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You'd
You know
probably
who's
do
getting that interview first.
I know. That's why I don't. I mean, I would love to have Bob Lazar on there, but there's better interviewers for him that want him on their show. So that I would like to see happen first.
The thing is, though, is like Lazar. Oh, I see what you're saying. But
for UFO Garage.
he's not going to say any more information than he said on Rogan. Rogan got a lot out of him.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think it'd be cool just to have him on to talk about life, like talk about cars and race cars and rockets.
Talk about cars. That was my main thing, having him on there.
Yeah, maybe he'd come on and just talk about that.
Me and Jim talked about cars a little, but man, the damn aircraft he knows about that I've never even heard of before is just so interesting to me.
Advocate says the most interesting thing to me about Bob Lazar's story is that he was representing the strong nuclear force as gravity A wave, leading me to think that they also had a quantum gravity solution. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
to defy gravity.
The possibilities are endless because they don't tell us stuff.
That's the spinning Mercury in that TRC3 whatever.
TR3B, yeah, and
There you go.
that I'm glad I gave that documentary a chance because at first it looked like it was filmed on my phone. I'm like, what is this? What did I just buy? But then it got pretty good. They had a lot of information.
Yeah, that documentary is awesome, guys.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it's not very much money. I think it's like $8, $9, something like that on Amazon. It's got Jim Goodall in it. All the way through, almost.
Yeah. He owns that interview, man.
Yeah. He does make a good...
I'm Jim Goodall. Okay. All right, guys. Me and Sonny could do this all day long. And we do sometimes, so you got to just tell us when to stop. But we'll have Brassel play us out. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace out.
Peace.
Catch you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow night.